Chapter 466. Feng Shuyan was quite frightened. After Ning Fan comforted her carefully, he sent her to Su Qiling's place to take care of her. Then, he followed Zhu Qing to visit the 8 ancestors. Feng Shuyan did not listen to the conversation of the 8 ancestors. Her words could not give Ning Fan much information. Even so, Ning Fan had his guard up against the 8 ancestors whom he had never met before. Along the way, Zhu Qing briefly introduced the information about the 8 ancestors to Ning Fan and told him not to spread it. His memories were erased by the 8 ancestors. Thus, he did not know that Feng Shuyan was plotted against. Deep down, he still respected the 8 old ancestors. Among the 8 Void Refinement Realm old ancestors of the Giant Devil clan, 2 were at the Void Pierce stage and 6 were at the Void Refinement Realm. One of them was Zhu Qing's father, Zhu Yan, while the other was the leader of the 8 ancestors, a famous figure in the history of the Giant Devil clan. The leader of the 8 ancestors is the former old ancestor, King Zhu Lu. King Zhu Lu has a bad reputation. He has slaughtered countless pill refinement masters in his life. He is extremely strong and his methods are ruthless. Among the 8 ancestors, the one you can't afford to offend the most is King Zhu Lu. The 8 old ancestors are planning something big. It is said to be related to the survival of the Giant Devil clan. Unless it's a matter of life and death, the 8 old ancestors won't show up to save her. The 8 old ancestors have done everything for the great cause of our clan. I really admire them. Sacrificing one's honor for the rise and fall of the clan is truly the behavior of a man. Zhu Qing's eyes were filled with respect when he talked about the 8 ancestors. Ning Fan did not interrupt them. He did not tell Zhu Qing what kind of injuries Feng Shuyan had suffered. Telling Zhu Qing about the matter would not help him at all. Thus, Ning Fan decided to solve everything by himself. Among all the people who cared about Feng Shuyan, Ning Fan was the only one who had the hope to save her. I have the steel of sun and moon. A Void Fragmentation Realm attack can instantly kill a Void Pierce stage cultivator and severely injure an Absolute Void stage cultivator. However, that is only for one attack. If I face a Void Refinement Realm old ancestor, I am certainly not afraid. However, if I face 8 ancestors at the same time, I am not confident that I can eliminate all of them with my current strength. It is enough for me to protect myself. Unless a Void Fragmentation Realm expert intervenes, I can go anywhere in this vast world. There are still 10 years left before the 8 ancestors take Feng Shuyan's life. I must refine Mo Luo's blood within 10 years and cultivate the Mo Luo ancestral talisman to save Feng Shuyan's life in advance. Then, he would break through to the golden body stage as soon as possible. Today, I must obtain the 2nd Devil Statue Slate and complete the advancement of 2/4 of my Mageweth. I can't delay any longer. If I don't attain the Golden Body Refining Realm, I won't be able to fight evenly against Void Refinement Realm experts. Without attaining the Void Refinement Realm, one would still be an ant. If I enter the Golden Body Refining stage, I will have nothing to fear when facing the 8 ancestors. Even the Prince of Lanling's 2nd primordial spirit is invincible with his fists. A sense of determination rose within Ning Fan's body. That was the determination to attain the Golden Body Refining Realm without hesitation. This aura shocked Zhu Qing, but he didn't ask any questions. Outside the Jumo's broken world, Zhu Qing took out a sound transmission jade and conversed with the 8 ancestors for a long time. Then, a door of light suddenly appeared. It was the 8 ancestors inviting Ning Fan to enter. Zhu Qing did not enter the broken world. He did not need to know the content of today's conversation. The broken world was filled with endless darkness. The surroundings could not be seen clearly. Ning Fan could feel that this endless darkness was, in fact, a kind of magic technique that concealed his senses. Even if he secretly activated his demon eyes and devil eyes, he could not see too far in the darkness. He also sensed that there were 6 layers of powerful formation forces beneath his feet and another 8 layers of formation forces in all directions. Without a doubt, the Jumo's broken world had an extremely powerful grand formation which had already reached the low-grade immortal void realm. Teng countless dark green devil flames suddenly lit up in 8 directions around Ning Fan, illuminating the 8 gigantic stone pillars which were glowing faintly. On top of each of the stone pillars sat a black shadow which was shrouded in black mist. Each of the black shadows had a strong chi which was at the void refinement realm or above. Under the illumination of the devil flames, the surrounding scenery gradually became clearer. Only then did Ning Fan see clearly that behind each of the 8 gigantic stone pillars was a gigantic stone door. The 8 doors formed a formation. There was a gigantic 6-pointed star grand formation beneath his feet. On each corner of the 6-pointed star, there was a gigantic blood pool which symbolized the 6 paths Ning Fan had obtained the inheritance of the formation Dao of the He Luo faction. Thus, he could tell how terrifying this grand formation was at first glance. This was the 8 gates and 6 paths, the boundless evil sea formation. When this formation is fully activated, it could derive the pseudo-samsara power which could injure void fragmentation realm experts. Are you Zhou Ming? A hoarse voice which sounded like he already knew the answer came from the direction of the death gate which was one of the 8 gates. A black shadow which looked like a skeleton was sitting on top of it. His eyes were dark green and he looked extremely terrifying. This skeleton-like human figure was the leader of the 8 ancestors, King Zhu Lu. When King Zhu Lu spoke, he secretly released his Void Pierce stage aura force in an attempt to slightly intimidate Ning Fan. However, all of the aura force disappeared like a gentle breeze when it got close to Ning Fan's body. At the next moment, a surge of baleful qi rushed out of Ning Fan's body and engulfed the broken world with unstoppable ferocity. As soon as the baleful qi collided with the 8 old ancestors, other than King Zhu Lu and second ancestor Zhu Yan who did not lose their composure, the other 6 old ancestors were greatly disturbed and their qi was disrupted by the baleful qi. Is this how the 8 ancestors of the giant devil clan treat their guests? Ning Fan's tone was cold. Even though he was facing the 8 old ancestors alone, he did not show the slightest bit of fear. King Zhu Lu's eyes flashed with a hint of surprise. He dispersed his aura force and said with a slightly threatening tone. Little friend, your means aren't weak. However, it's still not enough for you to behave atrociously in my giant devil clan, right? If you want me to concoct pills for you, then show me the sincerity and attitude you should have. Even though you are the 8 ancestors of the giant devil clan, if you are rude to me, don't even think about making me concoct half a pill for you. Ning Fan stood with his hands clasped behind his back and said in a tough tone. How dare you? You are just a divine transformation realm junior. How dare you be so rude to us, the 8 ancestors of the giant devil clan? A harsh female voice reprimanded him. She raised her hand and was about to attack Ning Fan. Countless gusts of chilly wind rose around her body. The aura force of a void inquiry stage attack was rising rapidly. The other 7 ancestors looked on with cold eyes as if they had tacitly agreed to the harsh woman's action. From the perspective of the 8 ancestors, no matter how strong Ning Fan's pill refinement mastery was, he was still a junior after all. What right did he have to talk to them with such a tone? He should be taught a lesson. However, before the harsh woman finished forming her hand seals and the cold light in the eyes of the 8 ancestors faded away, an earth-shattering wave of magic technique spread out from Ning Fan's dantian. It carried the aura force of a void fragmentation realm attack, shocking everyone. Noisy! I am talking to King Zhu Lu. How dare you interrupt us? Boom! At this moment, the aura force of the steel of sun and moon merged with Ning Fan. At the same time, a void fragmentation realm attack that was ready to be launched was aimed at the 8 ancestors. As long as the harsh woman dares to attack him, he would attack forcefully and directly kill her. Yin Sha, stop at once. You mustn't offend fellow Taoist Zhou. The other 7 ancestors who had been acting arrogantly all along were shocked. All of them tried to stop the woman from attacking Ning Fan. They were shocked by Ning Fan's void fragmentation realm attack. That was an extremely powerful trump card that could severely injure an absolute void stage expert and instantly kill a void pierce stage expert. Even King Ju Lu, the strongest among the 8 ancestors, could not withstand such a powerful attack. King Ju Lu could not believe that Ning Fan, whom he had underestimated, actually had such a powerful trump card. All of a sudden, he was convinced that he must not provoke Ning Fan. Whether it was the plan to pressure Ning Fan and force him to concoct pills or the plan to kill Ning Fan and devour his medicine soul after using him, King Ju Lu dismissed all of them. He was not sure how many times Ning Fan could use such a powerful void fragmentation realm attack. However, even if Ning Fan only has one attack, it would be enough to kill King Ju Lu instantly. Thus, he did not dare to provoke Ning Fan. The situation changed in an instant. Ning Fan did not even have the mood to talk nonsense with the 8 ancestors. He directly took out his trump card and frightened them, dispelling all of their evil thoughts. Even the old monster of the Absolute Void stage, King Dong Long, who was inside the Black Lightning Tower, was scared away by Ning Fan. How could he not be afraid of the 8 Void Inquiry stage and Void Pierce stage experts? Unfortunately, the Steel of Sun and Moon only had one attack. If there was a second attack, a third attack, or an 8th attack, Ning Fan would dare to kill the 8 ancestors on the spot to eliminate all future troubles. He was not worried that the trump card of the Steel of Sun and Moon would be exposed. As the half-disciple of the Pill Sovereign, was it really strange for him to have a Void Fragmentation Realm attack? Everyone would think that this Void Fragmentation Realm attack was the trump card that the Pill Sovereign had given to Ning Fan. As soon as the arrogant woman called Yin Sha saw Ning Fan's overbearing strength, her beautiful face turned pale with fright. The shadow of her black mist constantly trembled. She did not expect Ning Fan to have such a powerful trump card. The pressure that Ning Fan gave the 8 ancestors right now was definitely not any less than the pressure that King Lan Ling's second primordial spirit gave them. None of them dared to underestimate him. Don't provoke me. Otherwise, I can't guarantee that I won't do anything crazy. Ning Fan's indifferent, threatening voice resounded. The 8 ancestors' faces turned unpleasant, but none of them refuted him. Ning Fan did not care how unpleasant the expressions of the 8 ancestors were. If he wants his enemies to behave, he should not flatter them shamelessly. Instead, he should show them the same level of strength to make them wary and fearful. No matter how dissatisfied they are, they can only swallow their anger. Without any intention to talk nonsense with the 8 ancestors, Ning Fan went straight to the point. King Ju Lu, may I know what kind of pills you need me to concoct? There are some things that I must mention in advance. According to the difficulty of the pills, the level of rewards I need will also be different. Of course, the Giant Devil clan will need to provide all the medicinal ingredients for the pills. If I have any requests during the process of concocting the pills, the Giant Devil clan may fulfill them unconditionally. These are the conditions for me to concoct the pills. Little friend, you're a straightforward person. I won't beat around the bush anymore. Today, we, the 8 ancestors, have invited you here because we need you to help us concoct a type of peak grade 5th revolution pill. We need at least 8 of them. Most of the medicinal ingredients required have already been prepared. The only thing we're lacking is the main ingredient. However, it's not a big deal and we can get it easily. Little friend, you don't have to worry about the medicinal ingredients. If you have any other needs during the process of concocting the pills, you can just tell me. As long as it's reasonable, I'll agree to it. As for your reward. Little friend, the grade of the pills you concoct for us are not low. Naturally, your reward cannot be low as well. Immortal jade, spiritual herbs, cultivation methods and secret techniques. Little friend, whatever you need as a reward, you can just tell me. As long as it's not too much, I'll agree to it. I want the devil statue slate. What? That's impossible. King Ju Lu immediately rejected. Don't worry. I just want to take the slate and study it for a few days. I'll return it. I heard that King Lan Ling fought against the Misthorn clan and the Ghost Eye clan for the devil statue slate of the 6-winged clan. I've always been curious about what kind of treasure the devil statue slate is. Of course, other than looking at the slate, I also want 1 billion immortal jade as a reward and all the spiritual herbs and pill recipes of the giant devil clan. As soon as the 8 ancestors heard that Ning Fan only wanted to look at the slate, their expressions changed. They did not have much resistance. After all, the 8 ancestors had studied the slate for countless years and none of them could see through its content. The devil scripture on the beast skin scroll of Feng Shuian was passed down by their ancestor. They did not think that Ning Fan would be able to understand anything by just looking at the slate for a few days. Letting Ning Fan look at the slate was a small matter. Ning Fan's other requests made the 8 ancestors feel a little pained. Ning Fan was definitely asking for an exorbitant price. But he needed 1 billion immortal jade and all the spiritual herbs and pill recipes as a reward for concocting 8 pills. Helplessly, the 8 ancestors urgently needed 8 sinful ocean pills to prolong their lives. They could not care less about Ning Fan's exorbitant demands. After bargaining for a while, the 8 ancestors agreed to give Ning Fan 500 million immortal jade and all the pill recipes and spiritual herbs would be given to him. As for the place where he could look at the devil statue slate, it must be inside the giant devil broken world. He was not allowed to bring the slate out of the broken world. At the same time, the 8 ancestors also made a small request. One of the main ingredients needed to concoct the sinful ocean pill could only grow in the forbidden area of the Misthorn clan. They requested Ning Fan to head to the Misthorn clan to purchase this medicine. Coincidentally, the Misthorn clan was going to hold a grand auction not long after. It was the best time for Ning Fan to go there to purchase the spiritual herb. Ning Fan immediately frowned at the additional request of the 8 ancestors. It was impossible for him to run errands for the 8 ancestors for free. In the end, he stated his condition. Not only would the giant devil clan bear the cost of purchasing the spiritual herb, but the clan would also have to pay for all of Ning Fan's expenses during the auction. After the 8 ancestors agreed to Ning Fan's request, Ning Fan agreed to head to the Misthorn clan to purchase the last main ingredient for them. After all, he still needed to go to the Misthorn clan to search for the remaining devil statue slate. Thus, it was not a big deal for him to run errands for them. Ning Fan did not care too much about the place where he could look at the slate. He also did not care too much about the 500 million immortal jade that was bargained for. The reason why he asked for a sky-high price of immortal jade was just to cover up his motive of coveting the slate. If he asks for nothing else but to look at the slate, the 8 ancestors would instead suspect that Ning Fan had the ability to see through the scripture on the slate. In the broken world, Ning Fan entered a secret chamber. Outside the secret chamber, the 8 ancestors were heavily guarded. They did not give Ning Fan any chance to escape with the slate. A few days later, Ning Fan returned the slate to the 8 ancestors with a disappointed expression. It was as if he did not see through the secret of the slate. King Ju Lu kept the slate and chatted with Ning Fan for a while with a fake smile. Eventually, he sent Ning Fan out of the giant devil broken world. After Ning Fan left, King Ju Lu let out a few cold laughs. This young man is the same as us. He can't see through the secret of the slate. He's just a so-so. What the 8 ancestors did not know was that the devil marks on Ning Fan's back contained a vast amount of devil chi. The devil chi of the devil statue slate of the giant devil clan was secretly extracted by him. The 8 ancestors were still in the dark about all of this. They were complacent and had no idea that they had fallen into Ning Fan's trap. The scripture on the second slate was also engraved by Ning Fan. This scripture not only contained the part of the devil scripture on Feng Shuian's scroll but also some other content. It was an introduction to the cultivation levels of the ancient devil race. However, it was not complete. The divine race cultivated magic power, the demon race cultivated spirit sense and the devil race cultivated blood. The current devil cultivators still mainly cultivated magic power. However, the ancient devils in ancient times did not cultivate any magic power at all. They only cultivated their devil blood. Moreover, they had a cultivation level that was completely different from the cultivators of the divine race. The second slate did not have much information about the cultivation levels of the ancient devil race. Perhaps the complete content could only be known after obtaining the third and fourth slate. Ning Fan did not mind it too much. After returning to his lodgings, he spent 3 days with his women as if nothing had happened. Feng Shuyan felt relieved when she saw that Ning Fan was not eaten by the 8 ancestors. However, she was still a little angry. She was so worried about Ning Fan and begged him not to look for the 8 ancestors. However, Ning Fan still secretly went to look for them when she was asleep. She was a little angry at Ning Fan. For 3 days straight, she did not say any lip language to Ning Fan. 3 days later, Ning Fan entered the profound Yin world as if there was no one around him and began to refine the devil chi of the second slate. The reason why he did not immediately start refining the devil chi but delayed it for 3 days was to dispel the 8 ancestors' suspicions. A trace of devil chi was equivalent to 1 million units of magic power. It was equivalent to the total physical strength of a first-level golden body refining realm expert. When Ning Fan refined the first trace of devil chi, the strength of his physical body had already surpassed the strength of an ordinary first-level golden body refining realm cultivator. It was just because his devil marks had yet to advance to the next level, which was why he did not attain the golden body refining realm. Otherwise, Ning Fan would have already become a first-level golden body refining realm cultivator. The second trace of devil chi was also at the level of 1 million units of magic power. Ning Fan refined the devil chi in the profound Yin world for 3 consecutive days. The remaining 3/4 of the profound earth devil marks disappeared again and was replaced by the totem of a giant. 2/4 of the devil marks had been upgraded. The strength of Ning Fan's physical body had almost doubled. Even though it was still not as strong as a second-level golden body refining realm expert, he was almost invincible among those at the first-level golden body refining realm. His arms and his entire upper body were glowing with golden light. Ning Fan clenched his fists tightly. He felt that his entire body was filled with terrifying power. At this moment, he was strong enough to instantly kill the king of Shirlu country without using the yellow dragon's 7 tokens. I've already obtained 2 of the 4 slates. As long as I get the remaining 2 slates, I will be able to break through to the golden body refining realm in one go. However, I have a strange feeling that this time, breaking through to the golden body refining realm is a little unusual. Perhaps, after gathering all 4 slates, the improvement of my physical body will be even greater than my expectation. Ning Fan's eyes flashed with an imposing aura force. He had completed 2/4 of the golden body refining realm. As for the remaining slates of the Ghost Eye clan and the Misthorn clan, Ning Fan was determined to get them. Chapter 467. Around 10 days later, under Zhu Qing's invitation, the 3 pill refinement grandmasters Ning Fan, Yi Yunzi, and Huang Tingzi worked together to concoct a life-saving pill for Feng Shuyan. It was a type of pill that was infinitely close to the 6th revolution. Its name was the flame-suppressing pill. After consuming it, Feng Shuyan would no longer have symptoms of fever and fainting for dozens of years. Ning Fan carefully checked the pill recipe and confirmed that this pill was not harmful to Feng Shuyan. However, it certainly could not cure her illness. This was because the source of all of Feng Shuyan's ailments originated from the blood of Mo Luo that was sealed within her body. Zhu Qing had asked for the pill for his beloved daughter and had obtained the approval of the 8 ancestors. Perhaps the 8 ancestors also knew that the pill could not cure Feng Shuyan and would not ruin the plan. That was why they agreed to let Feng Shuyan consume the pill. If Feng Shuyan were to consume this pill, her life would no longer be in danger for the next 10 years before her blood was extracted. The 8 ancestors would also not have to rescue Feng Shuyan every time her illness flared up. It would save them a lot of effort. Naturally, they would be more than happy to do so. Are the 8 ancestors still determined to abandon Feng Shuyan? Ning Fan held the pill recipe with a cold expression. No one knew what he was thinking. On this day, Ning, Huang, and Yi, the 3 alchemy grandmasters, worked together to refine the demon-suppressing pill in front of tens of thousands of cultivators under the protection of countless giant demon masters. That stunning alchemy technique caused countless alchemists to sigh in admiration. Anyone with a discerning eye could see that the entire process of concocting the evil-suppressing pill was done by Ning Fan's alone. Huang and Yi Tianyun were hardly of help. As a matter of fact, Ning Fan alone was enough to concoct the devil-suppressing pill. However, with the help of Huang Xiaolong and Yi Tianyun, he could save a lot of time in concocting the pill. Countless cultivators were even more convinced that Ning Fan not only possessed peak grade 5th revolution pill refinement realm but also could be ranked as the best among all 5th revolution pill refinement realm experts. Some of them even called Ning Fan the 8th pill refinement master in the Rain world. What they meant was that other than the 7 6th revolution pill refinement masters, no one else could match Ning Fan's pill refinement mastery. As the 8th ranked pill refinement master in the Rain world, no one would be willing to offend him in the future. They would only befriend him so that they could ask him for a pill in the future. Countless cultivators visited him with gifts. However, Ning Fan was still the same as before. He accepted all the gifts but refused to meet any of them. Even so, many old monsters were overjoyed. Even if they could not see Ning Fan's face, it could also be considered as them forming a good relationship with him, right? After successfully concocting the pills, Ning Fan, Huang Tingzi and Yi Yunzi each obtained a void inquiry pill. Huang Tingzi and Yi Yunzi's pill refinement mastery was extremely high. However, both of their cultivation bases were only at the divine transformation realm. Possessing void inquiry pills in their possession was akin to getting into trouble because of their wealth. The two of them did not dare to stay any longer. They immediately bade farewell and returned to their respective forces under the protection of countless experts from Pill Island and Zhou clan. As Ning Fan's registered disciple, Yang Gu was really reluctant to leave Ning Fan's side. He longed to learn pill refinement from Ning Fan. However, as a foreign elder of the Pill Island, he had the obligation to join the team that escorted the void inquiry pills. Therefore, he had no choice but to leave reluctantly. He was extremely respectful towards Ning Fan. He did not care that Ning Fan's bone age was young and he treated him like a father. Ning Fan knew that Yang Gu was a worthy disciple. Thus, he imparted some of his knowledge on pill refinement to him. He also told Yang Gu that he would go to the Misthorn clan's auction this time. On his way back, he would go to the Pill Island to give Yang Gu some pointers on pill refinement mastery and borrow the soul washing pond. Yang Gu could not help but look forward to it. He thanked Ning Fan profusely and hoped that Ning Fan would come to the Pill Island as soon as possible to teach him some profound pill refinement mastery. The Void Inquiry Pill was a mid-grade 6th revolution pill. Void glimpse stage-old monsters would fight for it. With the protection of the Zhou clan, Yi Yunzi's Void Inquiry Pill was safe. However, the Pill Island was obviously weaker than them. If a Void glimpse stage-old monster snatches their Void Inquiry Pills, the Pill Island would certainly be in danger. Hence, under Huang Tingzi's request, Ning Fan made a statement as a foreign elder of the Pill Island. Anyone who snatches the Void Inquiry Pill of the Pill Island would be regarded as offending him. Ning Fan had the protection of the Rain Sovereign and the Pill Sovereign. His pill refinement mastery was ranked 8th in the Rain world. Besides, he had the battle record of killing Shikuan and Mo Xiu. His words made countless Void glimpse stage-old monsters give up the thought of snatching the Void Inquiry Pill of the Pill Island. Even though the Void Inquiry Pill was precious, those who offend Ning Fan might not be able to consume it alive. As the great elder of the Pill Island, Huang Tingzi once again owed Ning Fan a favor. He promised Ning Fan that once he comes to the Pill Island, he could use the soul washing pond to improve his medicine soul at will. After Huang Tingzi and Yi Yunzi left, countless pill refinement masters also bid their farewells. The grand pill ceremony of the Internal Endless Sea came to an end just like that. As for Ning Fan, he also had other matters to attend to. The thing he was busy with was helping Feng Shuiyan consume the devil-suppressing pill. After all, Feng Shuiyan was just at the 10th level vein opening realm while the devil-suppressing pill was a pill that was infinitely close to the 6th revolution. Under normal circumstances, if a vein-opening Realm Junior accidentally consumes a 6th revolution pill, what awaits her is certainly not ascension but her body will explode and she will die. In the end, the important task of helping Feng Shuiyan consume the pill was handed over to Ning Fan. After all, he was the pill refinement master of the highest level in this place. Besides, he was the one who personally concocted the devil-suppressing pill. Thus, he knew how to consume the pill's power like the back of his hand. Everyone within the vicinity of Feng Shuiyan's boudoir had been dismissed. The area within 100,000 miles was under martial law. Layers upon layers of formation lights were set up to prevent anyone from disturbing the process of consuming the pellets. In the courtyard where the wind and snow intertwined, Feng Shuiyan stood with her legs together. Her eyes were cold as she swung the swing, ignoring Ning Fan who was in front of her. She was still angry at Ning Fan and did not want to talk to him, which made her a little childish. "Little girl, it's time to take your medicine." Ning Fan smiled bitterly. He did not know how to persuade the little girl to take her medicine. Feng Shuiyan turned her head away, refusing to look at Ning Fan. "If you don't take the medicine, you will feel uncomfortable the next time your illness acts up. Aren't you afraid?" Ning Fan threatened. "It's none of your business. Anyway, I don't want to eat pills. If brother-in-law has the ability, you can just knock me out and force a pill down my throat." Feng Shuiyan finally moved her lips, but her expression was still as cold as before. "Knock you out?" Ning Fan shook his head helplessly. If it wasn't for the fact that consuming the devil-suppressing pill requires one to be awake, Ning Fan would be more than happy to knock her out and channel the medicinal power of the pill to her while she is unconscious. He had never been a person who liked trouble. Today, Feng Shuiyan's uncooperative expression gave Ning Fan a feeling that he did not know where to start. When he thought of Feng Shuiyan being schemed against by the 8 ancestors and being used as a sacrifice to save the giant devil clan, Ning Fan felt pity for her and could not bear to scold her. After letting out a sigh, Ning Fan tried to persuade her. "This is a pill that I have concocted for you with great effort. Are you really not going to take it?" Feng Shuiyan was a little moved. She did not want to waste Ning Fan's good intentions. "Be obedient and eat the pill. I will help you assimilate the medicinal power. If you don't take the pill, your illness will never be cured. Those who care about you will be sad." Feng Shuiyan gently lowered her head and stopped playing on the swing. After a long time, she raised her head and looked at Ning Fan with pure eyes. She pursed her lips and asked, "Was elder sister Qiling's illness cured by brother-in-law?" "Yes." "If elder sister Qiling's illness isn't cured, will elder sister Qiling be sad?" "Yes." If I don't take the pill, will elder sister Qiling also be sad?" Feng Shuiyan asked nervously. Ning Fan looked at the lonely young lady and remained silent for a while. Then, he said with determination, "Yes. Then I will take the pill." Feng Shuiyan stood up from the swing and walked towards her room obediently. Her expression was as cold as snowflakes. However, after she turned her back on Ning Fan, her slightly pale face suddenly became flushed and hot. The little anger she had towards Ning Fan just now was completely dispelled at this moment. Ning Fan did not notice the redness on Feng Shuiyan's face. He only looked at her slightly thin back and frowned. He did not tell Feng Shuiyan that the devil-suppressing pill could not completely cure her illness. It was because after he gathered the 4 devil slates and cultivated the Mo Luo ancestral talisman, he would use the power of the ancestral talisman to completely cure Feng Shuiyan of the hidden danger of Mo Luo's blood. If he has the determination to save Feng Shuiyan, he would certainly go against the 8 ancestors and destroy their plans which they had been planning for 8 generations. However, so what if he offends the 8 ancestors? Ning Fan did not care at all. After all, he had offended many people in the past. The layout of Feng Shuiyan's room was very simple. There were not many decorations. However, all the walls were inlaid with ice crystals. They were a type of spiritual or which could lower the temperature of the room. She was constantly being disturbed by the devil blood, which caused her to have fever symptoms. Such a cold environment was to make her feel more comfortable when her illness flared up. There were no flowers or plants in the room because there were very few plants that could survive in such a low temperature. There was also snow in the room and a few snowmen were piled up on top of each other. The naive expressions on the snowmen were exactly the same as the first time Ning Fan found Feng Shuyan. "Brother-in-law. Only you can find me. Only you can hear my voice." Feng Shuyan muttered to herself. "What?" Ning Fan did not notice Feng Shuyan's lips moving. Thus, he did not activate his mind-reading technique. "No. Nothing, Take off your outer robe and consume the devil-suppressing pill. Don't chew it or swallow it. Just hold it in your mouth and lie on the bed. I will help you refine the power of the pill." "Huh. I need to take off my clothes." Feng Shuyan gently bit her lips. This time, she blushed all the way to her ears in front of Ning Fan. Her mind was instantly filled with memories. Last time, when Ning Fan tore off her clothes and saw her smooth back, she felt embarrassed and angry. However, after a moment of hesitation, she still took off her clothes obediently, leaving only her bra and underpants on. Then, she obediently held the devil-suppressing pill in her mouth and lay on the bed. Her slightly protruding white bunny was faintly discernible. Her perky buttocks were also beginning to take shape. However, she was too weak and skinny. Besides, she was not short either. It made Ning Fan doubt whether she weighed 70 jin or not. His palm gently stroked Feng Shuyan's soft back. Then, his eyes fell on the 8 devil fire seals. His heart sank slightly. The devil blood under these seals was the culprit of everything. Feng Shuyan did not know what Ning Fan was thinking. She only felt Ning Fan's gentle touch and her body trembled a little. Then, she gradually sensed that Ning Fan's fingers were entangled with cold qi. He was drawing patterns on her soft back. She also did not know what Ning Fan was doing. She only knew that her body felt a little strange when Ning Fan touched her like that. From the initial fear and dread, it gradually turned into happiness. In the past, she was very indifferent to life and death, just like Su Qiuling in the past. However, at this moment, she suddenly had a strong desire to live. She did not want to die. She wanted to be protected like this for the rest of her life. Unknowingly, the pill in her mouth had been refined into her body. She felt drowsy. She was panting softly and her eyes were blurred. It's done. After an unknown period of time, Ning Fan had completely helped her digest the medicinal power of the pill. She responded softly and actually fell asleep comfortably. Ning Fan covered her with a thin blanket and stroked her snow-white hair. Then, he let out a chuckle and left quietly. This weak little girl had a kind of persistence deep in her bones. She was very similar to Ning Fan in the past. Feng Shuyan's matter had temporarily come to an end. In the guest house, Ning Fan began to prepare for his trip to the Misthorn clan. He gave the void inquiry pill to Yu Linkong, which made her extremely touched. She probably could not go with him to the Misthorn clan this time as she had to break through to the void inquiry stage. He gave Su Qiuling a divine transformation realm Dao fruit. Of course, it was not as precious as the void inquiry pill, but at least Ning Fan was not biased. In the dead of the night, Ning Fan and Su Qiuling faced each other naked. He helped her smooth out her immortal veins and strengthen her primordial spirit. After a round of lovemaking, he helped her refine the divine transformation realm Dao fruit. After refining the Dao fruit, Su Qiuling, who was already at the half-step divine transformation realm, could break through to the divine transformation realm at any time. Ning Fan also left many pills that could increase her chances of breaking through to the divine transformation realm. If Su Qiuling breaks through to the divine transformation realm at any time, she could consume the pills and go into seclusion. Both Yu Linkong and Su Qiuling needed to go into seclusion. Naturally, they could not go with Ning Fan this time. Ning Fan simply left Fan Qi beside the two of them. He thought to himself that he had given them some benefits. If he did not give them to Fanqi, he was afraid that she would hurt herself. Even though Fanqi was only Ning Fan's devil concubine in name, he could not be biased towards her. If he left her a lot of pills that could increase her cultivation base, it would probably help her break through to the mid-divine transformation realm faster. He left the cold northern country and the Devil Ice Sea domain alone and headed towards the Misthorn clan. The main ingredient that he needed to purchase during the auction of the Misthorn clan this time was a 40,000 years old devil-horned orchid. A tuft of 40,000 years old devil-horned orchid could be sold for 50 million immortal jade. Ning Fan had received 1 billion immortal jade in advance from the giant devil clan. Other than the money used to purchase the herbs, he could spend the rest of the money as he pleased. If there is any surplus, he could return it to the giant devil clan. This was not Ning Fan's money. He was not prepared to help the giant devil clan save money. Spending the 8 ancestors' money for his own matters was Ning Fan's attitude towards life. The Misthorn clan was located in the sea domain to the east of the giant devil clan. On the way to the Misthorn clan, he only needed to take a slight detour and he would be able to reach the Ghost Eye clan first. The remaining 2 devil statue slates were located in the forbidden area of the 2 clans. The reason why Ning Fan was going to the Misthorn clan this time was to buy herbs. However, he was actually planning to steal the devil slates of the 2 clans in one go. Since it's on the way, I can go to the Ghost Eye clan first and then go to the Misthorn clan to buy herbs. Previously, the Pill's sovereign had warned the Ghost Eye clan about Marquis Yugueho. Marquis Yugueho is the previous void fragmentation realm expert of the Ghost Eye clan. He used to be the overlord of the Endless Sea, but he was suppressed by the Thunder Sovereign. The last time I had a secret conversation with Yunzi, I had asked him about Marquis Yugueho. It turns out that the Thunder Sovereign only suppressed Marquis Yugueho in the past and did not kill him completely. That Marquis Yugueho has cultivated the secret technique called Dark Ghost Soul Separation. It's already amazing for ordinary people to cultivate a second primordial spirit. However, he managed to cultivate a third, a fourth, and a 100th primordial spirit. Among the 100 primordial spirits of Marquis Yugueho, 99 of them were destroyed by the Thunder Sovereign, leaving only one which barely retained 1% of his strength. In addition to his severe injuries, this broken primordial spirit of his is only at the Void Pierce stage. According to Yunzi's information, this Void Pierce stage broken primordial spirit of Marquis Yugueho has cultivated another 9 Void Glimpse stage clones. He is preparing to let this Void Pierce stage broken primordial spirit devour the 9 clones and recover his absolute Void stage cultivation base in one go. If this Marquis Yugueho is at his peak, I would naturally be afraid of him. However, the current him is just a half-dead, broken body. I have the heaven-deceiving cloak and sneak into the Ghost Eye clan to steal the slate. There's no need for me to be afraid of Marquis Yugueho. The 3rd slate is already within my reach. Then, it's the 4th slate. First of all, I should gather information. Ning Fan's eyes turned grim. The sea region where the Ghost Eye clan was located was already in front of him. He turned into a ray of light and dove 1 million zhang deep into the sea. On the distant sea plain, there was a devil country that was filled with ghostly qi. Many devil cultivators were coming and going. Ning Fan did not want to attract any attention. Thus, he directly concealed himself and flew forward. In the distance, groups of arrogant and haughty cultivators were escorting many slaves into the clan. Among those slaves, there were males and females, righteous and devil cultivators. These slaves were captured by the cultivators of the Ghost Eye clan from the external Endless Sea and the internal Endless Sea. This group of cultivators was under the command of the young lord of the Ghost Eye clan. During their conversation, they praised Guehan to the skies. Ning Fan hid at the side of the path. His eyes flickered. Before entering the Ghost Eye clan, I'll search the souls and memories of these subordinates of Guehan. Just as he was about to attack them forcefully, he suddenly froze for a moment. His eyes flashed with a meaningful smile. He actually saw an old acquaintance among the group of slaves. It was an old acquaintance from Yu country. This old acquaintance was also one of the top 10 experts of Yu country in the past. He had even crossed paths with Ning Fan during the auction. Ning Fan did not expect to meet him in such a place and in such a way. The Gold Core Realm old monster who was high and mighty in the past was not even worth mentioning in Ning Fan's eyes now. As time passed, the identities of the two of them had undergone a drastic change. The old ancestor of Yu country, Qin Ziyu, had both his hands and feet locked in heavy iron chains. What a tragedy! What a tragedy! He was a dignified old ancestor of a low-grade cultivation country. Didn't he just want to go to the Lost World Palace in the external endless sea to form his nascent soul? Why did he fall into someone's trap and become a slave the moment he entered the external endless sea? How shameful! How shameful! Not only did he not form his nascent soul, but he also lost all his face and his life. In a small place like Yu country, Qin Ziyu could be the old ancestor of a country. However, in the endless sea, he was just like a small shrimp among the small shrimps. He could not do anything at all. Looking at the nascent soul realm cultivators of the Ghost Eye clan who were emitting powerful chi and the divine transformation realm old monster who was leading them, Qin Ziyu wanted to cry but had no tears. In Yu country, nascent soul realm cultivators were already a legend. In the endless sea, even divine transformation realm cultivators were common. If he knew that the devil cultivators of the endless sea were so powerful, he would not have come here to form his nascent soul. Just as he was regretting his decision to come to the external endless sea, heaven and earth in the deep sea suddenly trembled. The figure of a young man in white robes suddenly blocked the path of the devil cultivators of the Ghost Eye clan. The appearance of that white-robed figure was too strange. Qin Ziyu was walking at the front of the group of slaves. When he saw the appearance of the young man, he was stunned at first. He felt that the young man looked familiar. Then, his eyeballs almost fell out of their sockets. Ning Fan. This man is the husband of the sect master of Sinister Sparrow sect and the city lord of Seven Apricot City, Ning Fan. Chapter 468. The group of devil cultivators from the Ghost Eye clan had a total of 100 experts. However, none of them could tell how Ning Fan appeared. Unfortunately, this group of devil cultivators of the Ghost Eye clan had always been living 1 million zhang below the hidden ocean. Besides, they often went out for missions and rarely stayed in the clan. Therefore, they did not know Ning Fan's identity at all. The leader of the Ghost Eye devil cultivators glanced at Ning Fan with a gloomy expression. Seeing that the young man blocking the way did not reveal any powerful aura and that his bone age was less than 500 years, he began to look down on him. He did not even ask why Ning Fan appeared here. All he did was chuckle coldly. This brat's appearance is not bad. If I catch him and sell him as a cauldron, I can get quite a bit of money. Men, take this person down. As soon as the Divine Transformation Realm Devil Cultivator gave the order, more than 10 Nascent Soul Realm Cultivators immediately strode forward. Each of them took out a rope magical treasure and tried to tie Ning Fan up. Seeing more than 10 Nascent Soul Realm Cultivators trying to capture Ning Fan, Qin Ziyu gulped down a mouthful of saliva. In his opinion, Ning Fan was most likely going to be captured. He did not have much of a relationship with Ning Fan. He had only met him once and it was during the 7 Apricot auction. Ning Fan was the appraiser who auctioned off the sword sheath for Qin Ziyu. At first, Qin Ziyu thought that Ning Fan was just a 5th-level vein opening realm junior. In the future, when Ning Fan slaughtered the devils in a single battle and shook the entire Yu country, only then did Qin Ziyu realize that Ning Fan's combat power was already comparable to that of a nascent soul realm expert. In Qin Ziyu's impression, Ning Fan went to the endless sea with his combat strength that was comparable to a nascent soul realm cultivator. Tens of years had passed. Even if his cultivation base had improved, he would at most be at the early nascent soul realm. An early nascent soul realm cultivator like Ning Fan was facing the siege of more than 10 mid and late nascent soul realm cultivators. How could he have the strength to resist? There's no need to look. No matter how strong fellow Daoist Ning is, he is not a match for this group of demonic cultivators. He will most likely end up like me, captured and turned into a slave. Qin Ziyu shook his head and heaved a sigh. He felt a sense of sympathy for Ning Fan. In the next moment, his sympathetic gaze suddenly turned into a horrified expression. As soon as those nascent soul realm devil cultivators took out their magical treasures, they saw Ning Fan gently lifting his finger and pointing it at them. Boundless black sword light shot out from his finger. With a sweep of the sword light, more than a dozen nascent soul realm demonic cultivators were turned into minced meat. Even their nascent souls did not manage to escape. All of them were instantly killed. What? That was a nascent soul cultivator. A nascent soul cultivator that could dominate a low-rank cultivation country. How could he die so easily? Qin Ziyu found it hard to believe. The other devil cultivators of the Ghost Eye clan also realized how strong Ning Fan was. The Divine Transformation Realm devil cultivator who was the leader of the group no longer dared to underestimate Ning Fan. No matter who you are, you must die for killing members of my Ghost Eye clan. As soon as he finished speaking, the Divine Transformation Realm Devil Cultivator did not give Ning Fan any chance to explain himself. He directly made a palm strike and a 1000 zhang palm imprint with towering devil chi descended from the sky. That black palm mark was the furious attack of a soul formation fiend cultivator. It was powerful enough to kill any nascent soul cultivator. The powerful fluctuations of magical arts caused Qin Ziyu to tremble uncontrollably. This was the first time he had seen a battle between divine transformation cultivators. It was truly too terrifying. I can't block it, there's no way I can block it. That's an attack from a soul formation cultivator. A spirit-severing old monster is as rare as a phoenix feather or a Qilin horn in a high-grade cultivation country. I'm afraid fellow Daoist Ning is going to die under this attack. As soon as Qin Ziyu finished speaking, his aged eyes suddenly went wide. He saw Ning Fan casually pointing a finger at the palm imprint from afar. That finger attack was casual and without any fancy moves. However, as soon as the finger light appeared, a loud explosion immediately resounded. The seemingly strong divine transformation realm palm imprint directly crumbled into pieces under Ning Fan's finger attack. Ning Fan's finger light then turned into tens of thousands of sword lights, sweeping across the Divine Transformation Realm Devil Cultivator. All of a sudden, the Divine Transformation Realm Devil Cultivator let out a blood-curdling shriek and his physical body exploded into countless blood mists. A primordial spirit that was riddled with thousands of holes was captured by Ning Fan with a flick of his sleeve and a terrified expression. All of a sudden, the entire place fell into dead silence. Everyone was shocked by the shocking scene of Ning Fan instantly killing a Divine Transformation Realm Devil Cultivator. At the next moment, all the devil cultivators of the giant devil clan fled with all their might as if it was their instinct. They did not even want their slaves anymore. Ning Fan's sword sense swept across the place. One after another, the devil cultivators shrieked and died. They did not have any chance to escape. Then, Ning Fan made a grabbing motion with his 5 fingers and performed the soul-searching and memory-erasing technique to read the memories of that Divine Transformation Realm Devil Cultivator. After obtaining enough information, he indifferently sent out a palm force and killed that primordial spirit. All the slaves including Qin Ziyu stared blankly at the horrifying scene of Ning Fan killing and searching their souls. They did not even dare to breathe loudly. Even a fool would know that Ning Fan was an expert who far surpassed the Divine Transformation Realm. His strength was beyond their imagination. Especially Qin Ziyu, his heart was filled with raging waves. He was sure that he did not recognize the wrong person. The white-robed young man in front of him was certainly Ning Fan. In the past, Ning Fan had left too deep an impression on Qin Ziyu. It was impossible for him to mistake him for someone else. A junior at the 5th level of the Vein Opening Realm in the past had become an expert who could kill a Divine Transformation Realm Devil Cultivator with just a finger tens of years later. Qin Ziyu found it hard to believe, but he had no choice but to believe it. He could imagine that if the cultivators of Yu country knew that such an earth-shattering figure like Ning Fan had emerged in their country, the entire country would certainly be shocked. He looked at Ning Fan with an extremely complicated gaze. He wanted to say something to Ning Fan, but he knew that his status was too low and he was afraid that he would not be able to speak to him. On the other hand, he was now a slave of the Ghost Eye clan. He had witnessed the scene of Ning Fan killing people together with the other slaves. He wondered if Ning Fan would kill all of them to silence them. Just as he was worrying whether he would be killed by Ning Fan or not, he suddenly saw Ning Fan slowly approaching him. Ning Fan's body carried a trace of baleful qi that could not be erased. That baleful qi was heaven-shaking, causing all the slaves including Qin Ziyu to tremble in fear. All of them could not even muster the will to resist him. "Fellow Taoist Qin, how have you been? Why did he come to the Endless Sea instead of being a Gold Core Realm Elder in the U Nation? What, you don't dare to acknowledge me?" On Ning Fan's face, there was a rare trace of a playful smile. Qin Ziyu could also be considered as an old friend of Yu country. In the past, even though he embezzled his appraisal gift, he still gave Ning Fan a sword sheath. It was exactly that sword sheath that contained the ancient sword qi of the female sword ancestor which helped him block Moksha Sovereign's attack. Even though Ning Fan was numb to killing people, he would never kill an old friend. Qin Ziyu's gaze became even more complicated. Back then, a 5th-level vein opening junior had already walked step by step to the pinnacle of the realm. He could only look up to him. Seeing that Ning Fan took the initiative to talk to him, Qin Ziyu no longer concealed his identity. He smiled awkwardly and said, "Senior Ning's strength is exceedingly high. This junior doesn't dare to claim connections with you." In his tone, he had already addressed himself as a junior. He could be considered as a tactful person. "I have something to ask you. If you answer my question, you can leave with them." "What?" Qin Ziyu had never thought that he and his slaves could still leave safely after witnessing Ning Fan kill someone. Due to his excitement, he somewhat lost his composure. Then, he said respectfully, "If Senior has any questions, you can ask me. This junior will certainly tell you everything I know. Tell me about Yu country, especially the 7 Apricot City, Ning City, Sinister Sparrow Sect. You can also mention the Fire Cloud Sect. Fellow Taoist Jingzhua, you have a nascent soul realm cultivation base. You have already unified Yu country, haven't you?" As soon as Qin Ziyu heard Ning Fan asking about Yu country, he immediately told him everything in detail. It had been a few years since he left Yu country. However, he naturally knew more than Ning Fan. He also understood that Ning Fan was not concerned about Yu country. Instead, he was concerned about the beauties and friends of Yu country. Therefore, Qin Ziyu focused on talking about the current situation of Ji He, Lan Mei, Bai Lu and the other women. Of course, he also mentioned a little about Jingzhua, Xueqing, Gue Qiaozi and the others. Ji He had already reached the peak harmonious spirit realm a long time ago. Now, she was the city lord of 7 Apricot City and Ning City at the same time. Lan Mei had also reached the peak harmonious spirit realm. Her father, Gue Qiaozi, was in seclusion to form his nascent soul while she became the sect lord of Sinister Sparrow Sect. As for Bai Lu, she had already officially become one of the elders of Sinister Sparrow Sect. She was in seclusion to form her core. Jingzhua returned to Yu country with his nascent soul realm cultivation base and forcefully unified the country. No one could match him. However, he knew his own limits. He would never touch Ning Fan's forces. Moreover, he even had the intention to protect Ning Fan, as if he was helping Ning Fan to look after his home. As for Ning Fan's other disciple, Xueqing, he had already broken through to the 4th Revolution Pill Refinement realm and became a great figure whose name shook the entire country. According to rumors, the reason why Ji He and the other women improved their cultivation bases so quickly was because they had asked Xueqing for a lot of precious pills because of their master's wife. With Jingzhua and Xueqing around, Yu country was about to be conferred as a mid-grade cultivation country by the Rain Palace. Besides, there were divine transformation realm old monsters who would personally reinforce the country's grand ceiling formation. While improving the country's defense, it would also increase the density of the spiritual qi in the country. In short, Qin Ziyu's information made Ning Fan feel at ease. Yu country was doing well. They were all safe and happy. Thus, he had no worries. After obtaining all the information, Ning Fan activated his memory power and enveloped the hundreds of slaves at the scene in his memory intent realm. With the power of the memory intent realm, he erased the memories of all the slaves as if he was erasing words on a piece of paper. No one could remember who was the one who killed the cultivators of the Ghost Eye clan and saved them. Even Qin Ziyu woke up from his dream. He patted his forehead, not understanding why he was in a daze. This is strange. I have a feeling that I had a long conversation with an old friend. Could it be a dream? Shaking his head, Qin Ziyu could no longer remember anything about his encounter with Ning Fan. When he saw the corpses of the cultivators of the Ghost Eye clan all over the ground, he was so scared that he nearly peed his pants. Oh my god! Each of the cultivators of the Ghost Eye clan who died on the ground had a cultivation base above the nascent soul realm. There were even divine transformation realm old ancestors among them. Oh my god! Who is so monstrous that he could even kill divine transformation realm cultivators? Since that person killed divine transformation realm cultivators, why did he let go of slaves like us? Qin Ziyu could not figure it out and he no longer had the mood to figure it out. He and the other slaves did almost the same thing. One after another, they found the keys to their shackles among the mountains of corpses and the sea of blood. In Guantian city of the Ghost Eye clan, Ning Fan concealed himself and stood outside the city. According to the information provided by the Divine Transformation Realm Devil Cultivator, Guantian City was the main city of the Ghost Eye Devil country. Marquis Yu Guiho was hiding here to heal his injuries. The so-called Devil Statue Slate was also hidden in this place. Moreover, Ning Fan even learned from the memories of the Divine Transformation Realm Cultivator that there was a devil concubine in the Ghost Eye clan. However, this devil concubine was under house arrest by the Ghost Eye clan. She did not have any freedom at all. All of her power had to be offered to the Ghost Eye clan. In order to conceal the existence of this devil concubine, the Ghost Eye clan had also cultivated tens of female devil cultivators. They were also under house arrest in the clan to confuse the public and deceive them. The devil concubine of the Ghost Eye clan, Ning Fan frowned slightly. In the memories of the Divine Transformation Realm Cultivator, the devil statue slate of the Ghost Eye clan was not in the possession of Marquis Yu Guiho, the strongest expert in the clan. Instead, it was given to the devil concubine of the Ghost Eye clan for her to decipher. Marquis Yu Guiho, on the other hand, was aware of his own limitations. He knew that it was impossible for him to decipher the secret of the slate by himself. Therefore, he wanted to borrow the devil concubine's mystical power to decipher the great secret of the slate. In that case, I just need to sneak into Guantian City, find the devil concubine of the Ghost Eye clan and abduct her along with the slate. After that, I will be able to obtain the third slate. It seemed like this trip would be much smoother than what Ning Fan had imagined. Just as he was about to sneak into Guantian City, his eyes suddenly turned grim. He saw the figure of a young king suddenly appear in the sky above Guantian City. Orchids fell from the sky and a strange fragrance filled the air. As for all the cultivators of the Ghost Eye clan, they became nervous the moment the young king appeared. In a hidden heavenly dwelling in Guantian City, a gloomy voice suddenly resounded. Suddenly, it turned into a ghost-faced old Taoist who stood in front of the young king, blocking his way. Prince Lan Ling, you have a body of gold. What can I do for you to visit my Ghost Eye clan? The ghost-faced old Taoist said in a deep voice. His aura force was at the void pierce stage. A straightforward person does not beat around the bush. Marquis Yu Guiho. The reason why I came to the Ghost Eye clan this time is just for the devil statue slate. Prince Lan Ling spoke without hesitation. The devil statue slate. Humph. Lan Ling. I heard that you ran into a snag in the giant devil clan and were severely injured by the 8 ancestors of the giant devil clan. What now? Now, you want to snatch the devil statue slate of my Ghost Eye clan with your crippled body? In your eyes, I, Marquis Yu Guiho, am such a weak and easily bullied person. The ghost-faced old Taoist's eyes were filled with killing intent. If Prince Lan Ling really came to snatch the slate, this old Taoist would not mind teaching him a lesson. Prince Lan Ling's eyes turned gloomy. He did not like Marquis Yugihu's tone. However, after experiencing the failure of the giant devil clan, he realized that the 4 clans of the Hidden Ocean were much stronger than he imagined. Not every clan was as weak and easily bullied as the 6-winged clan. It would not be easy for him to suppress the 4 clans with just his second primordial spirit. This time, Prince Lan Ling did not intend to snatch the slate by force when he came to the Ghost Eye clan. Instead, he brought a supreme treasure to exchange for the devil statue's slate. He did not waste time talking to Marquis Yugueho. He directly took out a treasure and showed it to Marquis Yugueho. I am willing to exchange this treasure for the devil statue's slate. Prince Lan Ling's tone was calm, but it was filled with confidence. He believed that Marquis Yugueho would definitely exchange the slate with him once he saw the treasure. Just as he expected, Marquis Yugueho, who was originally filled with killing intent, immediately revealed a shocked expression when he saw Prince Lan Ling taking out the treasure to exchange for the devil statue's slate. Marquis Yugueho was speechless. He did not expect Prince Lan Ling to be willing to exchange such a precious treasure for a devil statue's slate. It was true that the devil statue's slate was very precious. However, Marquis Yugueho could not decipher its secrets no matter how hard he racked his brains. If he could exchange the slate for such a treasure, it would be extremely beneficial to both him and the Ghost Eye clan. It was a dark golden pagoda that stood quietly on Prince Lan Ling's palm. The shape of the pagoda was somewhat similar to the Lost World Tower. It seemed to be a heavenly dwelling treasure that was an imitation of the Lost World Tower. One could change the flow of time inside the treasure to cultivate. With Marquis Yugihu's eyesight, he could tell that this dark golden pagoda could slow down the flow of time by at least 16 times. If Marquis Yugueho could obtain this pagoda, not only could he cultivate endlessly inside the pagoda, but all the members of the Ghost Eye clan could also cultivate inside the pagoda. With this pagoda, Marquis Yugueho could totally open another Lost World Tower in the Ghost Eye clan to cultivate. His eyes were filled with desire. He almost agreed to exchange the slate that he could not decipher for this pagoda. However, after thinking about it carefully, Marquis Yugueho still felt that this matter was of great importance and he needed to discuss it with the elders of the clan. This matter is of great importance. I need to discuss it with my subordinates. Why don't you follow me to the clan to rest and wait for the result of the discussion? Once the discussion is over, I will certainly give you a satisfactory answer. All right. Prince Lan Ling frowned in displeasure. However, he did not say anything else. Ning Fan, who was hiding in the dark, witnessed the transaction between Prince Lan Ling and Marquis Yugueho with his own eyes. A scheming expression gradually emerged in his eyes. I don't think Prince Lan Ling and Marquis Yugueho will be able to complete the transaction within these few days. If I steal the devil statue slate of the Ghost Eye clan within these few days, I'm afraid Marquis Yugueho will be the first to suspect that Prince Lan Ling stole it. I wonder if the so-called negotiation will turn into a dog-eat-dog battle. As for that dark golden pagoda, if I'm not mistaken, it should be a magic treasure refined by a powerful cultivator who imitates the Lost World Tower. Besides, this pagoda doesn't imitate a 7-floored silver pagoda but an 8-floored golden pagoda. However, this pagoda seems to have quite a huge flaw. It can't achieve the speed of time that an 8-floored golden pagoda should have. Ning Fan's eyes flickered slightly. Inwardly, he was pondering whether he should steal this golden pagoda along with him when he came to the Ghost Eye clan this time. Even if this pagoda could only slow down time by 16 times, it was still a supreme treasure. Even Marquis Yugueho, who was once a void fragmentation realm old monster, would be tempted by it. After all, to Ning Fan, the Ghost Eye clan and Prince Lan Ling were both his enemies. If he had the chance to steal the treasures of his enemies, how could he not do it? Whoosh! Ning Fan stealthily entered the Ghost Eye clan's Guan Xian city without anyone noticing. Only a mature and beautiful lady in a black dress who was in a secluded chamber suddenly sensed something strange from within her body. Why do I suddenly feel a connection between my heart and soul? Who is on the other side of my heart and soul? Chapter 469. Guan Xian City could be divided into 5 towers and 12 cities. Each city was heavily guarded. After all, it was the main city of the Ghost Eye Clan's Devil Nation. How could they let anyone sneak into their territory? Unfortunately, such a tight defense was practically useless in front of Ning Fan, who was a weirdo. A wispy purple gold wind blew gently, and then there was no other movement. The devil cultivators of the Ghost Eye Clan who were guarding the 5th floor and the 12th city did not know that Ning Fan had already snuck into the most forbidden area of the Ghost Eye Clan without anyone noticing. While moving stealthily, Ning Fan identified a direction and moved forward without stopping. The moment he stepped into Guan Xian City, he sensed a faint soul connection in his heart. This feeling had once appeared on Fen Qi and Feng Shuyan. Ning Fan knew that there must be a devil concubine of the Ghost Eye Clan hiding at the end of his senses. If he found the devil concubine, he would be able to obtain the devil statue's slate. In the Weiyang Tower, there was a beautiful woman in a black dress. She had seductive eyeshadow on her eyebrows and had an enchanting beauty that could captivate one's soul. She was a standard demon woman, exuding a myriad of amorous feelings. She sat quietly in the attic. The bookshelves in her room were filled with ancient jade slips, which recorded the devil patterns related to eye sorcery and law sight. She was the devil concubine of the Ghost Eye Clan, and her name was Gu Shinyang. She was an expert in inscribing devil marks related to the Devil Eye Clan. Almost 1/3 of the experts of the Ghost Eye Clan had asked her to inscribe devil marks on them. She was more adept at awakening magic eye mageweths, and many experts had begged her to awaken their mageweths. However, she had never been happy. Not only was there loneliness and solitude in her eyes, but there was also a trace of hatred hidden very deeply in them. That hatred was directed at the Ghost Eye Clan. She had a grudge against the Ghost Eye Clan that would not end until one of them was dead. Outside the window were 4 devilish female guards, each of whom had a terrifying cultivation level above the peak of the nascent soul stage. As the devil concubine of the Devil Clan, Gu Shinyang's freedom was restricted. All her value was for the cultivators of the Ghost Eye Clan to inscribe the tattoos. Suddenly, a rustling sound came from outside the window. Soon after, it was the sound of 4 ghost-eyed female guards being knocked unconscious and taken away. Who is it? Gu Shinyang hurriedly pushed open the door. She discovered that the formation outside the door was not moving at all, but the 4 female guards guarding outside the building had all disappeared. Greatly astonished, she turned around and didn't enter the room. Suddenly, she discovered that there was a young man in white sitting beside the tea table in the room. Who are you? What do you want with me? Gu Shinyang was instinctively afraid of this white-robed young man. She understood that a person who could sneak into the Ghost Eye Forbidden Land and kidnap 4 devil cultivators from the Ghost Eye Clan without anyone noticing was far more powerful than she could imagine. However, somehow, Gu Shinyang had an instinctive sense of dependence on Ning Fan. It was the submission that came from her bloodline. I want to take you with me. Of course, the stone slab you're guarding is also something I need. Ning Fan's tone was calm. He had easily broken into the most restricted area of the Ghost Eye Clan and abducted 4 female cultivators of the Ghost Eye Clan to be his human cauldrons. He had come here for the devil statue slate, and he could take the devil concubine away with him. If Gu Shinyang is unwilling to leave with Ning Fan, he could use force. All right. I'll go with you. If you help me do one thing, not only will I give you the devil statue slate, I can also swear the great oath of Heart Devil that I will serve you as my master for the rest of my life and be your devil concubine. Out of Ning Fan's expectation, Gu Shinyang seemed to be very willing to leave with him. Oh, you want to be my devil concubine? If the person who abducts you tonight is another man, will you be willing to be his devil concubine? Ning Fan asked with a faint smile. I won't. The reason why Gu Shinyang was willing to leave with Ning Fan was because she sensed that Ning Fan had the ability to avenge her. Secondly, she had a natural good impression of Ning Fan from her bloodline. Ning Fan remained silent for a while. He gave Gu Shinyang a deep look as if he had seen through the hatred in her eyes. What do you need me to do so that you'll submit to me wholeheartedly? Ning Fan asked indifferently. I want you to kill a person. He is the fourth elder of the Ghost Eye clan. He has a void glimpse stage cultivation base. He is the person who killed my father. Gu Shinyang did not talk much about her past. Her eyes were filled with faint sadness. Ning Fan could guess that since this lady became the devil concubine of the Ghost Eye clan and was put under house arrest, she must have had some entanglements and past with the Ghost Eye clan. Perhaps her father was killed by the Ghost Eye clan at that time. I won't ask about your past. Is the devil statue slate in your hands? Yes. Gu Shinyang nodded her head. She took out a devil statue slate from her storage pouch and passed it to Ning Fan. Ning Fan indifferently glanced at the slate and saw through all the devil scriptures. He secretly memorized them but did not study the contents of the scriptures in detail. At the same time, he devoured the third trace of devil chi and channeled it into his devil marks. However, he did not refine it immediately. Instead, he suddenly held Gu Shinyang's waist, which was as slender as a snake, and summoned the heaven-deceiving cloak. With a single step, they disappeared without a trace. Gu Shinyang's expression changed slightly. She was surprised by the cloak's invisibility ability, but she did not ask anything. You lead the way. I'll kill them. Ning Fan's tone was extremely calm. Tonight, no matter which expert of the Ghost Eye clan Gu Shinyang asked him to kill, he would not say a word of nonsense. This way. Gu Shinyang took a gentle breath and tried her best to calm herself down. She suddenly met a person who was willing to take her away and avenge her. She was very grateful, but she felt that everything was too unreal. It was like a dream. Even in her dreams, she wanted to break free from the prison of the Ghost Eye clan. The environment here made it hard for her to breathe. It was obviously her first time being touched by a man, but she did not feel disgusted. It was probably because of the sense of dependence that was ingrained in her bloodline. The scent of rouge and powder that came to her face could not conceal the faint fragrance of a virgin. It was like a poppy that could entice all men in the world. Ning Fan, however, was not moved by her fragrance at all. He quietly spread the 8 black burning wings on his back and traveled at an extremely fast speed in the direction that Gu Shinyang pointed at. After passing through half of the Ghost Eye clan's territory, they arrived at another heavily guarded palace. Outside the palace, countless guards were guarding it. Each of them wore arrogant expressions. Obviously, the people who lived in the palace were not ordinary people. Inside the palace, in the space of a heavenly dwelling magic treasure, the fourth elder of the Ghost Eye clan was in seclusion. He was trying his best to break through the bottleneck of the void inquiry stage. His strength was slightly weaker than the country lord of Shirlu country, but it was not too far off. He, on the other hand, had a void inquiry pill. With the help of its power, he was already close to breaking through to the void inquiry stage. Coincidentally, the fourth elder had just finished circulating his magic power and exhaled a mouthful of murky chi. In front of his eyes, he recalled the graceful figure of a lady in a black dress. He licked his lips and revealed a rather lustful look. Gu Shinyang. He. You are destined to not be able to escape from my hands even if you are a devil concubine. Old ancestor Yu Gui has already promised me that once I break through to the void inquiry stage, I will be able to possess you openly. In the past, your father tried to stop me. He deserved to die. Today, if you still don't know what's good for you, I don't mind giving you to my subordinates after I toy with you. Then, I will let them have a taste of you. This fourth elder had always had the evil thought of possessing Gu Shinyang. However, due to her identity as a devil concubine, he did not dare to touch her easily. Until now, he had not even touched a single finger of hers. He could only fantasize about it alone. If the fourth elder breaks through to the void inquiry stage, his status in the Ghost Eye clan would certainly rise. At that time, he would be of great value to the Ghost Eye clan and he would be qualified to possess Gu Shinyang. The fourth elder had never expected that from today onwards, he would never have the chance to break through to the void inquiry stage in his entire life, let alone having the chance to kiss Gu Shinyang. The space of the heavenly dwelling trembled slightly and gave off a subtle fluctuation. The fourth elder, who had sharp spiritual senses, was startled. He immediately rose to his feet and sent a palm strike at the place where the spatial fluctuation was. That palm imprint was only the size of a palm in the beginning. However, it suddenly grew in the wind, and in the end, it was nearly 10,000 zhang in size. It was powerful enough to kill all divine transformation realm beings. Oh. My senses are not that slow, Ning Fan said indifferently. Then, he held Gu Shinyang's arm and appeared inside the heavenly dwelling space. Facing the incoming gigantic palm imprint, he did not have much of an expression on his face. The shadow of a black dragon appeared on one of his fists. When he threw a punch, the entire space shook violently, almost shattering into pieces. Boom! The fist imprint and the palm imprint collided. The palm imprint was shattered by Ning Fan's punch. The fourth elder's face was filled with shock. He could feel the mountain-toppling fist light landing on his body. There were shadows of black dragons in all directions, and he had no way to escape. Layer after layer of heavy armors were smashed by the fist shadows. They were all smashed into pieces. The fourth elder felt as if he had suffered a heavy blow on his chest. Under intense pain, he was sent flying away by the remaining force of Ning Fan's fist light like a kite with a broken string. It took him a lot of effort to stabilize his footing. Even though he was not severely injured, his injuries were not light either. The fourth elder's face was filled with astonishment. He finally saw the appearance of the intruder and recognized the person who had intruded into his heavenly dwelling. Zhou Ming. My Ghost Eye clan has never interfered with your business. Why did you sneak into my heavenly dwelling and break into my heavenly dwelling? Could it be that you want to kill me? By doing this, aren't you afraid that you will form an irreconcilable grudge with my clan? Grudge? Ning Fan's eyes flashed with a hint of disdain. He held Gu Shinyang in his arms and flapped his 8 wings. With an unimaginable speed, he appeared in front of the fourth elder and sent out another dragon shadow punch. It's as easy as flipping my hand to kill you. No one will know about it. What grudge do you have against me? Boom! This punch was directly aimed at the fourth elder's chest. The fist light was too fast, leaving him no time to dodge it. He could only move his body slightly to the side. In the end, Ning Fan's punch landed on his right shoulder. With just a single punch, the fourth elder felt as if his shoulder was being smashed by a 10,000 zhang tall mountain. His shoulder bone was instantly crushed and his arm turned into a mist of blood. The fourth elder's body was in pain. Inwardly, he was horrified. He tried his best to keep a distance from Ning Fan. He could not understand why Ning Fan suddenly appeared in his seclusion place when he was a total stranger to him. Moreover, there was no grudge between them. Moreover, Ning Fan seemed to want to kill him. When his eyes fell on Gu Shinyang, he was immediately shocked. How dare you abduct the devil concubine of my Ghost Eye clan? If old ancestor Yugui finds out about this, he will certainly tear you into pieces. That's right. I understand now. The reason why you want to kill me is because of this bitch's instigation. Ha! You have to pay the price if you want to kill me. Devil Eye technique, heaven shrouding. The fourth elder was not a fool. He instantly guessed that Ning Fan's killing intent came from Gu Shinyang's request. He knew that he was definitely not Ning Fan's opponent. Only by risking his life and injuring Ning Fan would he have a chance to escape from the heavenly dwelling. As long as he can escape from the heavenly dwelling, he could summon countless experts of the Ghost Eye clan to help him. Then, he would be able to escape from this death calamity. Thus, he must not show any mercy in this desperate attack. Ripples of magic power spread out from the fourth elder's body, turning into a strange chanting sound of devil scriptures. His slightly plump body suddenly shriveled rapidly. All of his flesh and blood had disappeared. He was almost all skin and bones now. A bloody wound suddenly split open on the palm of his single arm, and a bloody eyeball grew out of the bloody wound. The eyeball shot out a ray of black light at Ning Fan. That ray of black light was darkness that could devour all senses. At the moment it was shot out, the entire sky within the range of the eyeball's vision turned into night. Ning Fan stood in the darkness. He knew that this darkness was actually an illusion technique that could seal the 5 senses of a cultivator. Once a cultivator loses their 5 senses, they would not be able to sense any attacks. Cultivators who are engaged in a battle would undoubtedly fall into danger. This heaven-shrouding technique was enough to obscure the 5 senses of any void glimpse stage cultivator. In order to use this technique, the 4th elder had to pay a huge price. He had almost exhausted all of his blood essence. Seeing that Ning Fan's 5 senses had been obscured by the heaven-shrouding technique while Ning Fan was standing still like a wooden statue, the 4th elder knew that this was the best opportunity to launch a sneak attack on Ning Fan. However, he gritted his teeth. Fearing Ning Fan's means, he did not dare to approach Ning Fan and launch a sneak attack recklessly. Instead, he immediately turned around, intending to escape from the heavenly dwelling and call for reinforcements to deal with Ning Fan. At the moment he turned around, the darkness in the heavenly dwelling suddenly shattered like broken glass. Within the shattered darkness, Ning Fan's left eye, Fu Li eye, his right eye, Mo Luo eye and a vertical human eye on his glabella. When all 3 of his eyes were opened, he could see through all void inquiry illusory techniques. A mere void glimpse illusory technique was nothing to him. After shattering the heaven-shrouding illusion technique with ease, Ning Fan flapped his 8 wings and appeared behind the 4th elder like a ghost. The 4th elder, who was forming hand seals with one hand, did not expect that Ning Fan would be able to break the illusion technique that he was so proud of in an instant. He only felt a tearing pain coming from his only arm. At the next moment, his arm was forcefully torn off by Ning Fan and shattered with just a palm strike. Ah! Both of the 4th elder's arms were destroyed. His blood essence was greatly damaged and he was also severely injured. When he was entangled by Ning Fan, he felt that Ning Fan was like a maggot in his bones that he could not shake off. He wanted to use other methods to escape, but Ning Fan did not give him the chance. He pointed out a finger. Inside the heavenly dwelling, thousands of mountains collapsed, the black sun in the heavenly dwelling collapsed and the dead bones in the void collapsed. All of the destructive force turned into a ray of dazzling sword light. Borrowing the power of the immortal emperor's finger bone, the sword pierced through his finger and immediately turned into millions of sword shadows. The sword light instantly engulfed the 4th elder. Heaven-breaking sword finger, the 3rd strike. The 4th elder's strong physical body could not withstand the attack at all and was forcefully shredded into minced meat. His severely injured primordial spirit dodged the sword light and his voice was filled with fear. What kind of magic technique is this? Such a powerful attack is definitely not any weaker than a void inquiry stage attack. Ah! While he was escaping in a hurry, he was immobilized by some kind of strange ability in a moment of carelessness. Then, he was captured by Ning Fan, who suddenly appeared behind him. His tiny primordial spirit was held in Ning Fan's palm. The 4th elder's body trembled. He could feel an indifferent killing intent from Ning Fan's eyes. Don't kill me, don't worry. I won't kill you for the time being. She, appear. Ning Fan summoned a she and sealed the 4th elder's primordial spirit, severely injuring him and knocking him unconscious. Then, he tossed him into the mouth of the puppet. Once he leaves the Ghost Eye clan, he would order the puppet to devour his primordial spirit. The reason why he did not kill the 4th elder immediately was because he did not want his life plate to shatter at this moment and alert the Ghost Eye clan. He had yet to finish his business in the Ghost Eye clan. The Ghost Eye clan's warehouse that was filled with spirit herbs, immortal jade, and the dark golden pagoda were all things he wanted to steal. Gu Shinyang, who was in his arms, was so shocked that she could not close her mouth. She had been under house arrest all day long. Thus, she did not know about Ning Fan's reputation. She had indeed begged Ning Fan to kill the 4th elder. However, she did not expect that Ning Fan would agree to her request so readily. She also did not expect that Ning Fan could kill a void glimpse stage cultivator so easily. From today onwards, you are my devil concubine. Ning Fan's indifferent tone sounded like an order that could not be rejected. Gu Shenyang's eyes flickered. Since Ning Fan had helped her take revenge, she was naturally willing to follow him. The Ghost Eye clan had long since bitterly disappointed her. Yes, from now on, Shenyang will be Master's devil concubine. She will never abandon you in life or death. Inside the Ghost Eye clan, neither Prince Lanling nor Marquis Yugue knew that a huge change had already taken place. Their negotiation was about to be disrupted by Ning Fan. The Dark Golden Pagoda would certainly have a new owner. Chapter 470. The broken heavenly dwelling still had the chi of a great battle. Ning Fan erased all of it with his wind-mist finger. Even if someone comes to investigate this place in the future, they would not be able to find out that Ning Fan was the one who killed the fourth elder. Gu Shenyang looked at the place where the fourth elder was killed and remained silent for a long time. She seemed to be reminiscing and feeling sad. She was reminiscing about the past when she was with her family. What made her sad was that all of her family members who used to protect her were already dead. Suddenly, she knelt on the ground and put her palms together, chanting an unknown ancient devil scripture as if she was bidding farewell to her deceased family members and telling them that she had taken her revenge. Ning Fan did not disturb her. After she was done, he helped her up. From today onwards, you can follow me. Yes. Gu Shenyang looked at Ning Fan. She still found it hard to believe that this young man who looked like a scholar actually had the terrifying strength to kill the fourth elder. He did what she asked him to do. From today onwards, she belonged to him. She swore a devil oath of loyalty to Ning Fan and told him all the devil concubine abilities that she knew. From her words, Ning Fan found out that she knew how to awaken devil marks just like Fan Qi. After devouring the slate, her devil marks evolved into the picture of 6 wings and Fan Qi awakened the 6 wings. After devouring the slate, her devil marks evolved into the picture of a giant devil which could also allow her to awaken the devil abilities. After devouring the slate, Ning Fan guessed that her devil marks would probably evolve by another quarter and evolve into the picture of a ghost eye. Gu Shenyang was temporarily kept in the cauldron ring. She could not show herself in front of the world yet. Otherwise, the fact that Ning Fan kidnapped the devil concubine would be exposed. At this moment, Marquis Yugue was discussing the matter of exchanging the slate with the elders of the clan while Prince Lanling was resting in the Ghost Eye clan. If the devil concubine is kidnapped and the slate is taken, who would be the first one to be suspected? If Prince Lanling's Dark Golden Pagoda is stolen, would the misunderstanding between him and the Ghost Eye clan still be reconciled? Ning Fan's lips curled into a smile. There was another reason why he did not kill the fourth elder. He patted his storage pouch and took out the primordial spirit of the fourth elder which was sealed in the puppet. After pondering for a while, he searched his memories and obtained countless information about the Ghost Eye clan. Then, he swallowed the fourth elder's primordial spirit into his abdomen. With the help of the heaven-deceiving cloak, he concealed his own chi and only purposely emitted the chi of the fourth elder's primordial spirit. He then activated his devil cultivation technique. For a moment, devil chi billowed around his body. Then, he took out a high-grade 5th revolution face-changing pill and with a shake of his body, he turned into the fourth elder's appearance. The medicinal power of the pill could last for 2 hours. Within these 2 hours, no one would be able to see through Ning Fan's disguise unless they were real void fragmentation realm old monsters. His chi was the real chi of the fourth elder. At this moment, Ning Fan had completely become the real fourth elder. Ning Fan's eyes flickered. The Dark Golden Pagoda was still with King Lanling. He would use his identity as the fourth elder to deceive King Lanling and take away his pagoda. At that time, the Ghost Eye clan would lose the devil concubine, the slate, the fourth elder, and Prince Lanling would lose the Dark Golden Pagoda. Both sides would suspect each other, and naturally, they would fight each other. There will be a good show in the Ghost Eye clan today. Guan Xian City, Demon Prison Palace. Inside the Devil Prison Palace, King Lanling was sitting cross-legged in the main hall. He was meditating alone while waiting for Marquis Yugue to give him an answer. Outside the Devil Prison Palace, layers of grand formations were activated. Countless experts of the Ghost Eye clan were guarding the place carefully. They were afraid that King Lan Ling would leave the palace and cause a massacre in the Ghost Eye clan. When Marquis Yugui and the elders were having a meeting, the Ghost Eye clan had almost used all of their strength to guard against King Lan Ling. King Lan Ling's reputation was too strong. Even though his second primordial spirit had come to the Ghost Eye clan alone, the Ghost Eye clan did not dare to underestimate him. In the Devil Prison Palace, King Lan Ling was meditating quietly. However, his eyelids were twitching slightly. He had a feeling that something was going to happen today which made him feel slightly uneasy. As a cultivator's cultivation base improved, their ability to sense the heavens would become stronger. Even if they were not proficient in divination, they would still be able to sense some heavenly secrets and avoid calamities. King Lan Ling frowned slightly. Could this uneasy feeling be telling him that Marquis Yugui would refuse to trade the slate with him? Humph. I have already shown enough sincerity and am willing to exchange the dark golden pagoda for the devil statue's slate. If the Ghost Eye clan still doesn't agree to this deal, they would be too insensible. When my true body recovers from its injuries and breaks through to the void fragmentation realm, I will certainly teach the Ghost Eye clan a lesson. King Lan Ling did not lower his voice when he spoke. Outside the Devil Prison Palace, each of the old monsters of the Ghost Eye clan heard his arrogant words. All of the old monsters were dissatisfied with King Lan Ling's contemptuous words towards the Ghost Eye clan. However, none of them dared to refute him. After all, the guards of this place were only at the nascent soul realm and divine transformation realm. Greetings, Fourth Elder. Outside the Devil Prison Palace, groups of devil cultivators suddenly saluted at the same time and greeted respectfully. The fourth elder, who was disguised as Ning Fan, appeared outside the Devil Prison Palace in an arrogant manner. He stood with his hands clasped behind his back as if he was the king of heaven. He imitated the fourth elder's demeanor and tone and nodded at the group of experts arrogantly. I want to see King Lan Ling open the grand formation. This. Yes. Even though the experts of the Ghost Eye clan had been ordered not to let anyone enter the Devil Prison Palace as they please, the fourth elder was a void refinement realm expert of the Ghost Eye clan. He had a transcendent status. Naturally, he could enter the palace. Immediately, one of the experts opened the grand formation with a flattering smile on his face. Ning Fan did not even look at that expert. With his usual arrogant expression, he went straight into the Devil Prison Palace. The group of experts seemed to have gotten used to the fourth elder's coldness. Thus, they naturally did not dare to show any dissatisfaction. Inside the Devil Prison Palace, King Lan Ling gently opened his eyes. He looked at Ning Fan and said indifferently, I wonder what brings the fourth elder of the Ghost Eye clan here. I have come under the old ancestor's order to check if your dark golden pagoda is damaged or defective. After the discussion between the old ancestor and the group of elders, many of them did not believe that King Lan Ling, who had dominated the world, would use a treasure that was in perfect condition to exchange for the slate instead of directly snatching it. Our Ghost Eye clan must confirm whether the pagoda is in perfect condition or not. King Lan Ling's eyes turned grim. Killing intent flashed in his eyes. He could clearly hear the sarcasm in Ning Fan's words. King Lan Ling, who had dominated the world, had always snatched whatever he wanted. When had he ever made a fair trade? If it wasn't because his true body failed to reach the void fragmentation realm and was severely injured, if it wasn't because his second primordial spirit suffered a great loss in the giant devil clan, why would he be afraid of a mere Ghost Eye clan? Why would he use a supreme treasure like the dark golden pagoda to exchange for the devil statue's slate? King Lan Ling knew that he had already lowered his pride by exchanging for the slate with a treasure. He had given the Ghost Eye clan a lot of face. He did not expect that the Ghost Eye clan would still dare to suspect him of using a damaged magic treasure to exchange for the slate. Very well. The Ghost Eye clan had once again provoked his dissatisfaction. King Lan Ling suppressed his dissatisfaction and said coldly, I wonder how fourth elder can confirm whether the pagoda is in perfect condition or not. I can just take a look. Alright. Since fourth elder has received the ghost monkey's order, there's no harm in letting you take a look. King Lan Ling did not want to cause any more trouble. At this moment, all he wanted to do was to obtain the 4 slates as soon as possible. Thus, he did not doubt the identity of the 4th elder in front of him. The appearance of the 4th elder that Ning Fan had transformed into was flawless. Moreover, his chi was directly extracted from the 4th elder's primordial spirit. The biggest doubt about Ning Fan's appearance was that his cultivation base was not really at the void refinement realm. However, under the concealment of the heaven-deceiving cloak, his chi was unstable and hard to estimate. It was quite fitting for the 4th elder's identity. The 4th elder was someone who was close to breaking through to the void inquiry stage in the first place. It was extremely normal for his chi to be unstable. King Lan Ling patted his storage pouch and took out the dark golden pagoda. He placed it on the table beside him and closed his eyes in disdain. Then, he began to meditate, signaling Ning Fan to take the pagoda away at will and check whether it is in perfect condition or not. Ning Fan took the pagoda. As soon as he touched it, the 2 traces of blood of time in his body suddenly became scorching hot. Inwardly, he was shocked. He realized that when the blood of time was scorching hot, the flow of time in the dark golden pagoda in his hand actually became slower. Originally, the dark golden pagoda could slow down the flow of time by 16 times. At this moment, however, it could at least slow down the flow of time by 32 times. Moreover, it was still showing signs of slowing down. Since Ning Fan possessed the blood of time, he could definitely slow down the flow of time by more than 16 times by using this dark golden pagoda to cultivate. Ning Fan wanted to study the dark golden pagoda in detail. However, he also understood that it was not the right time to do so. 4th elder, do you think that my pagoda is damaged? King Lan Ling opened his eyes indifferently and asked in a calm tone. It's not damaged. But, Ning Fan's eyes were imitating the 4th elder's. His gaze was extremely domineering. However, from now on, this pagoda belongs to my Ghost Eye clan. What old ancestor Yugui means is that it's impossible for me to give you the devil statue slate. Little Lan Ling, you can get lost from the Ghost Eye clan now. Ning Fan activated the heaven-deceiving cloak and became completely invisible. All of a sudden, he disappeared with the dark golden pagoda. King Lan Ling was stunned at first. He did not understand the situation. At the next moment, he suddenly rose to his feet in anger. How dare a mere 4th elder of the Ghost Eye clan humiliate him like this? How dare a mere Ghost Eye clan covet my dark golden pagoda? He had already lowered his pride and used the dark golden pagoda in exchange for the slate. He had already given the Ghost Eye clan enough face. However, not only did the Ghost Eye clan refuse to give him the slate, they even snatched his pagoda. Give me back my pagoda. Boom! King Lan Ling's overbearing aura force carried endless killing intent that swept across the entire Devil Prison Palace. Layers of formation light and the entire palace were turned into ashes under his aura force. Before the members of the Ghost Eye clan who were guarding outside the Devil Palace could figure out what was going on, they were already killed by King Lan Ling's overbearing aura force. All of a sudden, King Lan Ling's killing intent enveloped the entire Guan Xian city. However, he could not locate the 4th elder at all. All of a sudden, a trace of the 4th elder's chi appeared in the sea above the sky. King Lan Ling's eyes were like lightning. He pointed a finger and countless orchids turned into a 10,000 zhang long sword light, splitting the sea above the Ghost Eye clan into 2. Under the sword light, the 4th elder's primordial spirit that was sealed was minced into pieces by King Lan Ling's sword. Blood mist flew everywhere. At this moment, the life plate of the 4th elder was crushed in the ancestral temple of the Ghost Eye clan. At this moment, all the experts including Marquis Yugui spread out their spirit sense and found out that the 4th elder had been turned into blood mist. Moreover, the monstrous baleful chi that killed the 4th elder was wrapped around King Lan Ling's body. King Lan Ling, why did you kill the 4th elder of my clan? Marquis Yugui was enraged. He brought the 9 Void Refinement Realm experts of the Ghost Eye clan and soared into the sky towards King Lan Ling. Marquis Yugui was not an idiot. The 4th elder who was supposed to be in seclusion suddenly appeared in the outside world and was killed by King Lan Ling. There were still a lot of suspicious points about this. he did not attack King Lan Ling immediately. Instead, he was prepared to question the reason why King Lan Ling attacked him. However, at this moment, another devil guard sent him a voice transmission through a flying sword, claiming that the devil concubine of the Ghost Eye clan had gone missing and the devil statue slate was missing. All of a sudden, Marquis Yugui was so angry that he gritted his teeth. He swallowed all the questions that he wanted to ask. Was there a need to ask? Was there even a need to ask? From Marquis Yugui's point of view, King Lan Ling claimed that he wanted to exchange the devil slate with the pagoda. However, he secretly kidnapped the devil concubine and stole the slate when the Ghost Eye clan's guard was down. Little Lan Ling, you killed the fourth elder of my clan, kidnapped my devil concubine and stole the devil statue slate. I hereby announce that from now on, my Ghost Eye clan will never rest until you are dead. Marquis Yugui no longer said anything. He immediately gave the order to activate the clan's protective grand formation and mobilized all of his experts to besiege and kill King Lan Ling. King Lan Ling was truly enraged. The fourth elder had cheated him of his dark golden pagoda. He had once suspected that it was the fourth elder's selfish act. Even though he had killed the fourth elder, he did not get the dark golden pagoda back. Originally, he still had the thought of denouncing the Ghost Eye clan. However, he did not expect that the Ghost Eye clan would accuse him of kidnapping the devil concubine of the Ghost Eye clan and taking the slate of the Ghost Eye clan before he could denounce them. King Lan Ling was so angry that he laughed instead. From his point of view, the Ghost Eye clan was just trying to steal his pagoda. That was all. Marquis Yugui, I respect you a little, but you are the one who failed to appreciate my kindness. From today onwards, I, King Lan Ling, will never rest until your Ghost Eye clan is dead. Rumble. Rumble. Rumbled at a dog-eat-dog battle unfolded just like that. No one could mediate the enmity between the two parties anymore. While the two parties were engaged in a deadly battle, Ning Fan stealthily stole all the spiritual herbs and immortal jade of the Ghost Eye clan. Needless to say, the primordial spirit of the fourth elder was also thrown out by him. King Lan Ling did not know that the fourth elder whom he killed was not the one who offended him at all. Then, he quietly left. No one knew that he was the culprit of this battle. The battle lasted for 4 hours. King Lan Ling's second primordial spirit was almost destroyed, but he still managed to escape from the encirclement of the Ghost Eye clan. One had to admit that King Lan Ling was really tough. He could not even die in such a situation. As for the Ghost Eye clan, 31 Divine Transformation Realm experts, 2 Void Glimpse stage experts and 3 Void Inquiry stage experts were killed by King Lan Ling. The number of Gold Core Realm and Nascent Soul Realm experts who were either injured or killed was more than 1 million. This earth-shattering battle was immediately spread to every corner of the Rain world by countless people who were interested in it. Ning Fan was naturally very satisfied as he had watched a good show and obtained countless spoils of war. The only thing that made him feel a little regretful was that King Lan Ling did not die in the Ghost Eye clan. It was kind of a pity. He concealed himself all the way and hurried towards the direction of the Misthorn clan. Only when he was hundreds of millions of li away from the Ghost Eye clan did he reveal himself. The medicinal effect of the face-changing pill had already worn off. He then entered the profound Een world. Not only did he obtain 2 billion immortal jade and countless spiritual herbs during this trip, but he also obtained the Dark Golden Pagoda, the Devil Scripture Slate and the Devil Chi of the Slate. Ning Fan spent 3 days refining the third trace of Devil Chi in the profound Een world. As he had expected, the devil marks on his back evolved by 1/4 again, revealing the pattern of a ghost eye. The advancement of the devil marks was now 3/4 complete. After refining the third trace of Devil Chi, the strength of Ning Fan's physical body skyrocketed once again. It was almost infinitely close to the second level of the Golden Body Refining Realm. Ning Fan guessed that if he obtains the fourth trace of Devil Chi and goes into seclusion to completely advance his devil marks to the martial rank, not only would he be able to break through to the Golden Body Refining Realm, but he would also be at the second level of the Golden Body Refining Realm. The current Ning Fan's physical body was so strong that he could almost instantly kill any Void Glimpse stage cultivator. Other than the Devil Chi, the Dark Golden Pagoda was also a great harvest. After leaving the profound Yin world, Ning Fan activated his Yuanyao jade and entered the Yuanyao world. This dark golden pagoda was an imitation of the Lost World Tower. The Lost World Tower on the Penglai Immortal Island was of the silver grade. It only had 7 floors. The ones that had more than 7 floors were all of the golden grade. In the Yuanyao world, Ning Fan chose a secluded place to place the dark golden pagoda to avoid disturbing Mu Weiyang's sleep. With a flick of his finger, the golden pagoda grew to 20 zhang tall and landed at the foot of a mountain. Ning Fan entered the pagoda. The first floor slowed down the flow of time by 2 times, the second floor slowed down by 4 times, the third floor slowed down by 8 times and the fourth floor slowed down by 16 times. This dark golden pagoda did not have any flaws. However, the floors above the 4th floor were extremely strange. Ordinary people would not gain any cultivation effect when they enter. Ning Fan possessed 2 traces of the blood of time. After entering the 5th floor, he felt that the flow of time around him had slowed down by 32 times. As for the time-slowing effect of this floor, it was only effective on him alone. It was ineffective on others. When he entered the 6th floor, the time slowed down by 64 times. Similarly, it was only effective on those who possessed the blood of time. When he entered the 7th floor, the time slowed down by 188 times, which was the same as the Silver Tower of the Lost World Tower. He tried to enter the 8th floor but realized that he could not enter it at all. Just by taking half a step into the 8th floor, he actually felt that his primordial spirit was about to shatter. With his current cultivation base, he could not enter the 8th floor. If he forcefully enters it, he would definitely die. As such, Ning Fan could not go up to check if there was a 9th floor in this tower. Would there be time crystals on the 9th floor that could greatly increase one's cultivation base? He had destroyed the 7th floor of the Silver Tower of the Lost World Palace. Now that he had obtained a golden tower of a higher level, he could enter the golden tower to cultivate whenever he wanted in the future. There was no need for him to go to the Penglai Immortal Island anymore. The golden pagoda slowed down time, while the profound Yin world accelerated magic power. Magic power acceleration could be used all the way to the celestial realm, but time deceleration was extremely dangerous for celestials and had many drawbacks. An immortal's minor and major tribulations were calculated according to their skeletal age. Cultivating in the profound Yin world would not increase one's bone age, but cultivating in the Lost World Tower would. To an immortal, cultivating in the 7th level of the Lost World Pagoda for 100 years would increase his skeletal age by 12,800 years. Once he left the Lost World Tower, he had no idea how many heavenly tribulations he would have to face. Therefore, there was a saying in the 4 heavens immortal realm, time has no meaning to immortals. If there comes a day when Ning Fan could eliminate the drawbacks of the profound Yin world and he could stay in the profound Yin world for an unlimited amount of time, then the profound Yin world would definitely be his first choice for seclusion. For now, going into seclusion for a short period of time and entering Yuanyao for a long period of time was a good choice. Ning Fan was very satisfied with the dark golden pagoda. He decided to keep it in the Yuanyao world for the time being. His gaze finally landed on the last item he had obtained. Ning Fan engraved the devil scripture on the 3rd slate into the jade slip. This slate recorded the unique cultivation state of the ancient demons. In ancient times, ancient devils didn't cultivate magic, only blood. Their cultivation system was different from all the cultivation systems of the current era. The first step of cultivation was divided into 7 realms: vein opening, harmonious spirit, gold core, nascent soul, divine transformation, void refinement and void fragmentation. The first step of the ancient devil realm was divided into 5 realms: 9th layer blood refining realm, bone talisman realm, jade blood realm, barbarian demon realm, and revered demon realm. The current body refinement realm was inherited from the ancient demon realm. The 9 levels of silver light were similar to the 9 levels of blood refining realm. The first 3 levels corresponded to the vein opening realm, the middle 3 levels corresponded to the harmonious spirit realm, and the upper 3 levels corresponded to the gold core realm. Like the silver bone realm, the bone seal realm corresponded to the nascent soul realm. Just like the Jade Life Realm, the Jade Blood Realm corresponded to the Soul Formation Realm. Just like the Golden Body Realm, the Reckless Demon Realm corresponded to the Void Training Realm. Just like the Void Fragmentation Realm, the Revered Devil Realm corresponded to the Void Fragmentation Realm. This was the cultivation system of the ancient devil race. They did not cultivate any magic power at all. The ancient devil race cultivated blood. What corresponded to the magic power of the divine race was the devil blood essence chi of the ancient devil race. Powerful cultivators could move the stars and the moon with a trace of magic power. Powerful ancient devils could suppress mountains and rivers with a trace of their essence chi. The third slate only recorded the cultivation system of the ancient devil race. At the end of the devil scripture, it mentioned that one could obtain the ancestral talisman blood refinement technique after collecting all 4 slates. That was the blood refinement technique of the ancient devil race. Ning Fan kept the jade slip and remained silent for a while. He had never thought that he could step onto the path of cultivation of the ancient devil race after collecting all 4 slates. That was a completely different path of cultivation compared to the cultivators of the past. By cultivating his devil blood, Ning Fan only needed to cultivate his physical body and it would be enough for him to prove his Tao and become invincible in the world. The ancient devil race's blood cultivation was completely different from the body refinement of cultivators. If there were still ancient devils in the current era, they would certainly be invincible among body refiners of the same level. If I collect all 4 slates, will I be able to step onto the ancient devil Tao? Ning Fan's mind raced. If he could become an ancient devil, he would be able to dominate the world with just his physical body. It was a great temptation. Chapter 471. The Misthorn clan was holding a grand auction. This clan was not as powerful as the Ghost Eye clan or as powerful as the Giant Devil clan. However, it was slightly stronger than the 6-winged clan. There were 3 Void Refinement Realm experts in the clan. Ning Fan was walking in the deep ocean. Along the way, he heard about the great changes in the Ghost Eye clan. However, his expression remained unchanged. He felt slightly relaxed. As long as he obtains the 4th slate, the journey of the 4 clans of the Hidden Ocean would come to an end. He recalled the words of the Pill Sovereign. The Pill Sovereign had once bought 2 Min Luo fruits in the Misthorn clan. When he thought of Min Luo fruits, he could not help but think of the little girl who asked him for pill biscuits. Ming Kei, the little pill devil girl in the Dark Sparrow's grave, had left a deep impression on him. He wondered if the Min Luo fruits in this place had anything to do with her. Thinking of this, Ning Fan shook his head. He did not think that he would meet that little girl in the Misthorn clan. That little pill devil should still be fooling around in the Dark Sparrow's grave. The deep ocean was silent. There was only the sound of ocean currents. Occasionally, a few rays of light would pass by him. He looked like he was taking a leisurely stroll in a courtyard. However, his movement technique was so fast that no one could see him clearly. The Misthorn clan also had a devil nation as its power, and its main city was Tai Chi City. Outside the city, Ning Fan captured a few sea beasts that had taken human form and searched their souls and memories to obtain some information about the Misthorn clan. The Misthorn clan had 3 Void Refinement Realm experts in total. Their clan leader was a Void Inquiry Stage expert named Su Yen. She was an extremely beautiful mature woman. The other 2 were Void Glimpse Stage experts. One of them was called Gui Jiao. He was once destroyed by Yu Lingkong with a ray of moonlight. The other one was called Xiemo. He led troops and guarded outside the clan all year round. It was said that he was not on good terms with the clan leader, but no one knew the details. Su Yen and Gui Jiao were guarding Tai Chi City this time. The reputation of these 2 Void Refinement Realm experts was enough to intimidate all the enemies. Ning Fan remained silent for a while. He had searched the souls of many sea beasts and even a few arrogant members of the Misthorn clan. He had obtained a lot of information, but none of them was related to the Devil Concubine or the Slate. The information about the Devil Concubine and the Devil Statue Slate of the Misthorn clan was very well hidden. Perhaps only a few Void Refinement Realm experts knew about them. The patriarch of the Misthorn tribe, Su Yan, is a woman. With my mind-reading technique, I should be able to get some information from her directly. There's no need for me to collect any more information. With that in mind, he flew into Tai Chi City. No one noticed him entering Tai Chi City. Only the clan leader of the Misthorn tribe, who was cultivating in seclusion, seemed to have sensed something. She opened her almond-shaped eyes and was slightly surprised. This feeling of soul connection. Who is it? No one knew that Su Yan actually had a mysterious soul connection with Ning Fan. No one knew that one of Su Yan's identities was the Misthorn clan's patriarch, and the other was the Misthorn demon concubine. Ning Fan snuck into Tai Chi City and secretly searched the entire Devil City. However, he could not find the whereabouts of the clan leader. He assumed that clan leader Su Yan was in seclusion in some hidden heavenly dwelling. The Misthorn clan's medicine storehouse did not store any precious spiritual herbs. Rumor had it that the Prince of Lan Ling had barged into the Ghost Eye clan alone and plundered their devil statue slate, countless immortal jade and spiritual herbs. This incident had shocked many forces. For example, the Misthorn clan had purposely hidden their precious treasures in many hidden heavenly dwelling spaces to prevent others from stealing them. As for the Misthorn clan's most precious specialty spiritual herb, the Devil Horn Orchid, all of them had been transplanted into their secret realm. This gave Ning Fan a headache because he could not steal the spiritual herbs. It seemed like his dream of robbing the Misthorn clan's storehouse was not going to come true. All he could do now was to spend money to buy things. As for getting information from Su Yan, he was not in a hurry either. After all, Su Yan would definitely show up after the auction begins. At that time, with Ning Fan's identity, he would have plenty of chances to get in touch with her. Even though Ning Fan entered the city in a low-profile manner, the news of him coming to the Misthorn clan still spread like wildfire after he openly checked into a guest house. The Pill Refinement Master who ranked 8th in the Rain World and the half-disciple of the Pill Sovereign were extremely famous. Countless cultivators came to visit him and countless old monsters came to ask for pills. However, Ning Fan rejected all of them. There was still 1 month left before the auction begins. During this 1 month, Ning Fan did not come into contact with anyone. Instead, he entered the Yuanya world and used the Dark Golden Pagoda to cultivate for the first time. On the 7th floor of the Dark Golden Pagoda, time was slowed down to 1/128 of the outside world. 1 month in the outside world was equivalent to 10 years in the pagoda. After 10 years of seclusion, Ning Fan had concocted more than 10 revered devil pills in preparation for breaking through to the golden body refining realm. If nothing unexpected happens, he would be able to break through to the golden body refining realm after obtaining the 4th slate of the Misthorn clan. Other than the revered devil pill, Ning Fan also had a peak grade 5th revolution pill recipe called the devil rearing pill. It was also a pill that could increase one's chances of breaking through to the golden body refining realm. Naturally, the more pills that could increase one's chances of breaking through to the golden body refining realm, the better it would be. With Ning Fan's current pill refinement mastery, it was enough for him to concoct the Nightmare Devil pill. 1 month later, Ning Fan left the Yuanya world. Under the invitation of an elder of the Misthorn clan, he went to the VIP seat of the auction. It was a magnificent and huge palace that was divided into 4 floors. Gold Core Realm juniors were only qualified to sit on the 1st floor. Those who could sit on the 4th floor were all Void Refinement Realm old monsters. Even though the auction of the Misthorn clan this time was not as grand as the giant devil pill ceremony, it still attracted 4 Void Refinement Realm experts from the 800 cultivation countries. Among the 4 Void Refinement Realm old monsters, 3 of them were at the Void Glimpse stage and 1 of them was at the Void Inquiry stage. When they realized that Ning Fan, who was at the Divine Transformation realm, was actually sitting on the same floor as the 4 of them, all of them wore a displeased expression. However, when the 4 of them heard about Ning Fan's identity from the elder of the Misthorn clan, they no longer looked at him with contempt. Instead, they were filled with respect and their words were filled with flattery. Hee hee. I didn't expect you to be the famous revered elder of the Great Heaven Palace, Zhou Ming. Nice to meet you. I heard that revered Ming is a peak grade 5th revolution pill refinement master. TSK. A peak grade 5th revolution pill refinement realm. This identity is much more respectable than a void refinement realm cultivator. There is a rumor in the Rain world that revered Ming killed Shi Kuan and Mo Xiu consecutively with his divine transformation realm cultivation base. Could it be true? Each of the old monsters sounded extremely polite. Since they were being polite, Ning Fan naturally would not be too cold to them. After exchanging a few pleasantries with them, he closed his eyes and remained silent, waiting for the auction to begin. The old monsters were all people with good judgment. Seeing that Ning Fan did not want to talk much, they naturally would not disturb him. Ning Fan, who was resting with his eyes closed, was carefully thinking about the purpose of his trip. To buy 8 tufts of 40,000 years old devil-horned orchid in the auction and then find a chance to get close to Su Yan. Look, it's the Lord of Devouring Heaven Island, of Sikong Island. She's here again. I wonder if we can still buy some Min Luo fruits from her this time. Whispers suddenly resounded among the Divine Transformation Realm cultivators on the 3rd floor. At first, Ning Fan was not interested in the discussions of the Divine Transformation Realm cultivators. However, when he heard about the Min Luo fruits, his mind suddenly moved and he opened his eyes to take a look. The 4 Void Refinement Realm experts beside him also opened their eyes and spread out their spirit sense with great interest. They wanted to see who the so-called Lord of Devouring Heaven Island was. She actually possessed the legendary Min Luo fruits. Following the direction of the discussions, an early Divine Transformation Realm young girl entered the 4th floor under the escort of more than 10 Divine Transformation Realm experts. Among the group of Divine Transformation Realm experts, other than an old man who followed the young girl willingly, the rest of them had traces of being planted with a restriction spell. It seemed like they were forced to follow the young girl. Although there were quite a number of Divine Transformation Realm experts in this group, the leader was just an early Divine Transformation Realm expert. The 4 Void Refinement Realm old monsters lost their interest to investigate further. Only Ning Fan's eyes were filled with surprise. Surprise. It was really a surprise. Ning Fan had never thought that he would meet this young girl in such a place and in such a way. The young girl was wearing a small black coat. Her hair was tied into 2 buns that looked like buns. Her lips were red and her teeth were white. She looked very cute. Her bangs were neat. Her 2 small canine teeth were gnawing on an unknown 10,000 years old spiritual herb. She seemed to be enjoying it very much. It's not delicious. This 10,000 years old profound mango is really disgusting. It's called a profound mango, but it's not sweet at all. It's not as delicious as a mango at all. Grandpa Chu, let's take this seat. Yes, Mississippi. The old man who was addressed as Grandpa Chu was the only expert who was not planted with a restriction spell. He had a mid-divine transformation realm cultivation base. He respected and obeyed the young girl from the bottom of his heart. As for the other Divine Transformation Realm servants, they seemed to have already gotten used to the young girl's behavior of eating the 10,000 years old spiritual herb raw. Looking at the young girl's small canine teeth, all of them felt a chill down their spine. Who told you that a profound mango is a mango? The profound light was a type of magical light divine ability. The profound mango was a spiritual fruit that could enhance the profound light divine ability. A profound mango isn't a mango. You don't have any common sense. Eating a 10,000 years old profound mango as a fruit was simply a reckless waste of God's gift. Everyone cursed the young girl in their hearts, but no one dared to show any dissatisfaction towards her. They had suffered from the young girl before. They knew how powerful and violent this young girl was. All of them were captured by the young girl to be her servants. The young girl didn't have a striking appearance, but her small pink fists had the terrifying fist force of a late Divine Transformation Realm expert. Many of the Divine Transformation Realm cultivators looked at the young girl with different eyes. Some of them were happy to meet the young girl because they wanted to buy some Min Luo fruits from her. Some of them were fearful of the young girl because they were afraid that they would be captured by her and be taken as a servant. Ning Fan's eyes were extremely gentle when he looked at the young girl. He knew her. She was the little pill devil in the Dark Sparrow's grave. Is that Bright Sparrow? Why did she come here? Her chi has also become so much stronger. But what I'm concerned about is that her chi seems to have changed a little. The chi of the pill devil has weakened slightly while the chi of the immemorial Dark Sparrow has increased a lot. Is all of this related to that old man Chu? Ning Fan's eyes swept across old man Chu who was standing beside Bright Sparrow. This old man cultivated the demon vein and had a trace of the Dark Sparrow's chi in his body. Just as he was contemplating whether he should immediately acknowledge Bright Sparrow or not, the sound of celestial music was heard from afar all of a sudden. A faint fragrance came from the auction stage at the center of the venue. Then, the figure of a beautiful woman in light yellow clothes emerged quietly. As soon as the beautiful woman appeared, she immediately attracted the attention of countless male cultivators. Her dress was plain and clean. She didn't have any makeup on her face. Her silky black hair cascaded down like a waterfall. There were two exquisite jade-colored horns on the top of her head, making her look like a dragon lady. Her appearance was about 25 or 26 years old. Her breasts were soft and plump. Her slender jade-like legs displayed a perfect arc through her dress. Have you seen enough? Her red lips moved. Her voice was soft and pleasant to the ears. However, it was bone-chilling and carried a heaven-shaking aura force. Even though it was just a sentence, it carried the aura force of a void inquiry stage old monster. Countless experts who were sneaking glances at her sexy body felt their eyes hurt. None of them dared to take another look. She was the clan leader of the Misthorn clan, Su Yen. Even though she had a peerless appearance, no one dared to take another look at her. After all, she was a rose with thorns on it. The moment she appeared, she suddenly raised her head and looked at Ning Fan's direction with a hint of disbelief. It's him. He is the person who is connected to my soul. At the same time, Ning Fan also looked at Su Yen with slight surprise. She is the Misthorn Devil concubine. Chapter 472. Su Yen was also surprised for a moment before quickly putting away her shock and restoring her calm. She was different from Fen Qi, Feng Shuiyan and Gu Shenyang. Her cultivation base was profound and her senses towards souls were much sharper. Despite being in such close contact with Ning Fan, she was actually able to tell that he was the one whose soul was connected to hers. However, she did not know why this soul connection would appear, so she did not think about the identity of the devil concubine. Even though she was full of doubts, she had no choice but to ask Ning Fan after the auction ends. Now, she still had another task, which was to preside over the Misthorn auction. It is my great honor to have all of you attend our auction today. Before the auction begins, there are some rules that I have to explain. Firstly, the auction this time will last for 10 days. Within these 10 days, all of you are free to leave at any time. However, within the territory of my Misthorn clan, none of you are allowed to fight or kill each other to steal the treasures. Anyone who causes trouble will be seen as challenging the dignity of my clan and will be personally suppressed by me. Hiss. Countless old monsters sucked in a breath of cold air. Even the 4 Void Refinement Realm old monsters beside Ning Fan were somewhat moved. The organizers of many auctions would put up a rule that forbade private fights. This was to prevent people from being killed after they bought a valuable treasure. It was not unreasonable for the Misthorn clan to propose such a rule. It was reasonable for the cultivators who came to participate in the auction to give the Misthorn clan some face. However, it was their first time seeing the Misthorn clan sending out void inquiry stage old monsters to suppress the troublemakers. With clan head Su Yen personally taking action to maintain the peace and order of the Misthorn clan, there probably wouldn't be anyone who would dare to kill someone and rob the Misthorn clan's treasures. Probably, as if they had a telepathic connection, all the cultivators shifted their gaze towards Ning Fan on the 4th floor. Even though there was a formation light on the 4th floor that could block off detection, many people knew that Ning Fan was on the 4th floor. Currently, everyone in the Endless Sea knew that Ning Fan loved to kill people and seize their treasures the most. Ning Fan was strong enough to kill Shi Kuan and Mo Xiu. If he really wants to kill them and seize their treasures, even Su Yan might not be able to stop him. Would he cause trouble? All the cultivators were curious. Ning Fan rubbed his forehead, feeling rather speechless. Is my reputation really so bad? Why are they all looking at me when I mention killing people and snatching their treasures? He raised his head and saw Su Yan's apricot eyes staring at him indifferently, as if she was waiting for his answer. Revered Ming, please guarantee that no one will kill or steal the treasures in this auction. Otherwise, I will not allow the auction to continue. Rest assured, clan leader Su. If no one dares to provoke me in this auction, I will not take the initiative to kill. Ning Fan shook his head speechlessly and gave Su Yan a guarantee. Thank you very much. Su Yan gave Ning Fan a faint smile. Her smile had a kind of demonic temperament. She had never shown a smile to any man. This smile of hers was a form of repayment to Ning Fan for agreeing to her request. After Bright Sparrow finished eating the 10,000-year-old black mango, she took out a 10,000-year-old purple duckweed fruit and munched on it with relish. She raised her head and looked in the direction of the 4th floor. Grandpa Chu, who is Revered Ming? Why is his reputation so bad? If he doesn't promise not to kill anyone, the Misthorn clan won't start the auction. Shoo, miss, keep quiet. Revered Ming's status is venerated. He isn't someone we can discuss. Old Man Chu's complexion immediately changed when he heard Bright Sparrow's words. He immediately stopped her from speaking. Oh. I just feel that his voice is a little familiar. Maybe I know him, Miss must have heard wrongly. What kind of status does Revered Ming have? How can he be related to us? It's impossible for Miss to know such a person. At least, not now, oh. By the way, Grandpa Chu, why isn't this 10,000-year-old purple duckweed fruit sweet at all? It's not an apple at all. The Divine Transformation Realm servants who were standing at the side were speechless. Who told you that a purple duckweed fruit is a purple apple? Purple duckweed is a kind of duckweed. What does it have to do with an apple? How can it be sweet? What a waste. What a waste. There are actually people in this world who eat a purple duckweed fruit like an apple. What a reckless waste of God's gift. Ning Fan could not help but chuckle. Ming Kei's silly words had entered his ears. Sure enough, this little pill devil is still the same as before. She really knows how to make me happy. Inwardly, he made up his mind to reunite with her after the auction ends. Now, he should get 8 tufts of devil-horned orchid from the auction first. Su Yan continued to explain a series of rules. Then, the auction began. The auction would last for 10 days. Towards the end, the items that were auctioned would be more precious. For 7 consecutive days, Ning Fan did not buy anything. It was only until the 8th day that some items caught his attention. Little Ming Kei, on the other hand, had been buying all kinds of spiritual herbs wantonly since the first day. She bought the spiritual herbs on the spot and ate them to her heart's content. Each of the old monsters who did not know her background looked at her as if they were looking at a monster. Unless it was a wild beast with a strong physical body or a jade life body cultivator, how could an ordinary person eat a 10,000-year-old spiritual herb raw? Since Ming Kei could eat a 10,000-year-old spiritual herb raw, the strength of her physical body was probably even stronger than ordinary wild beasts. Many Divine Transformation Realm old monsters were afraid of her. Moreover, her silly words had made Ning Fan laugh countless times. Grandpa Chu, why isn't this tenshi melon sweet? It's not a watermelon at all. Grandpa Chu, why isn't this musk pepper sweet? It's not a banana at all. Grandpa Chu, Ning Fan's eyes were filled with nostalgia. This little pill devil is still the same as before. She's still a little foodie. On the 8th day, Ning Fan bid for the first time. He spent 11 million immortal jade to buy a 6th revolution pill recipe. The starting price of the pill recipe was 10 million immortal jade. After Ning Fan increased the price, all the old monsters who wanted to bid for the pill recipe stopped bidding. On the 9th day, Ning Fan bid for the second time. He spent 41 million immortal jade to buy a type of heavenly cold chi. It was the heavenly cold chi which was ranked 10th. Just like the last time, as soon as he increased the price, everyone shut up obediently and no longer dared to bid for it. On the 10th day, all the most precious treasures appeared on the stage. Ning Fan pulled himself together and participated in the bidding extravagantly. He spent all of the 1 billion immortal jade that the 8 ancestors of the giant devil clan gave him. He did not have the intention to save money for them at all. The 8 tufts of devil-horned orchid cost 400 million immortal jade in total. A completed low-grade 6th revolution pill cost 500 million immortal jade. It was called the Golden Body Pill. Its effect was to increase the chances of the Golden Body refining realm by 10%. Other than that, the Misthorn clan also took out many fiend god cultivation methods and 1-star divine weapons for sale. However, Ning Fan was too lazy to spend money to buy them. Now that he had obtained the devil-horned orchid, the auction no longer had any meaning to him. He peeked at little Ming Kei mischievously. She had already bought countless spiritual herbs and spent about 700 to 800 million immortal jade. He did not know if she had stolen or robbed so many immortal jade. However, even with such a large amount of immortal jade, there would still come a time when she would spend them all. She was too extravagant in the beginning of the auction. Later on, she could barely afford to buy any precious spiritual herbs. She began to sell Min Luo fruits to some of the old monsters around her. A single Min Luo fruit could allow one to enter a dream for 50 years and increase one's mental state and cultivation level by 50 years. Each of them could be sold for more than 5 million immortal jade. She sold another 20 Min Luo fruits and collected a total of 100 million immortal jade. This time, she finally learned her lesson and did not spend her money recklessly. Ning Fan cursed inwardly. He finally knew why the Misthorn clan would have Min Luo fruits. It turned out that this little girl did not have enough money to buy spiritual herbs and she used the Min Luo fruits to exchange for them. This little foodie. The auction had already come to an end. The third last item to be auctioned was a tuft of 60,000 years old spiritual herb called the blue moon grass. It was a tuft of spiritual herb that was as blue as the moon. It was quietly growing on a piece of marble that was the color of the moon. The medicinal effect of the blue moon grass was to help one break through the bottleneck of the divine transformation realm. Normally, it was used as the main ingredient for divine transformation realm pills. Under normal circumstances, the blue moon grass would only grow to 20,000 years old at most. However, this tuft of blue moon grass was 60,000 years old. It was enough to be used as the main ingredient for a 6th revolution pill. If a 60,000 years old blue moon grass is used to concoct a divine transformation realm pill, the chances of a cultivator breaking through the bottleneck of the divine transformation realm would be much higher than under normal circumstances. Therefore, as soon as this 60,000 years old blue moon grass appeared, it immediately attracted the attention of many nascent soul realm and divine transformation realm cultivators. Due to its limited use, the starting price of the blue moon grass was only 10 million immortal jade. However, the price of the blue moon grass rose to 95 million immortal jade. Ning Fan was not too interested in this blue moon grass. Even though it was extremely old, he did not lack pills that could help him break through the bottleneck of the divine transformation realm. He had already given Su Qiling 7 to 8 types of divine transformation realm pills. All of them were enough for her to have a 100% success rate in breaking through the bottleneck of the divine transformation realm. However, what surprised Ning Fan was that Ming Kei, who had finally learned to be obedient, suddenly stood up when she saw the blue moon grass and wanted to bid for it. I bid 100 million immortal jade. As soon as her childish voice resounded, countless old monsters sighed and gave up bidding for it. No one would spend 100 million immortal jade just to buy a tuft of blue moon grass. 100 million immortal jade was enough to buy a lot of finished pills to increase their chances of breaking through to the divine transformation realm. Ming Kei heaved a sigh of relief. as if she was afraid that someone would bid against her for this tuft of blue moon grass. The way she looked at the blue moon grass was not like how she would look at a fruit at all. Ning Fan was slightly surprised. Could it be that this blue moon grass has some other mysterious abilities that I have yet to discover? Did this spiritual herb disguise itself? Or is its true form a more precious spiritual herb? Ning Fan secretly activated his human eye, but he did not find any disguise on the spiritual herb. However, after activating his human eye, he realized that the moonlight marble that the blue moon grass grew on was somewhat extraordinary. A wave of tyrannical moonlight energy lingered in the stone, unable to disperse. This stone is a treasure. Just when Ning Fan realized this, an extremely gloomy voice from the fourth floor joined the bidding for the blue moon grass. 200 million immortal jade. Everyone was shocked. Who would actually bid 200 million immortal jade to buy a mere blue moon grass? Chapter 473. The one who made the bid was a gray-robed cultivator with a sallow complexion. Ning Fan scanned him with his spirit sense and found out that he was at the peak divine transformation realm. His chi had a faint trace of moonlight power. Obviously, the cultivation method that this person cultivated was related to moonlight. The reason why this person was willing to bid for the blue moon grass at such a high price was definitely not because of the grass itself. He was probably interested in the moonlight marble where the grass grew. As Ning Fan guessed, this old monster's devil title was Devil Lord Scarlet Moon. He cultivated a fiend god cultivation method with the Scarlet Moon devil veins. Devil Lord Scarlet Moon did not have the intention to bid for the blue moon grass in the first place. However, the strange stone under the grass gave him a very special feeling. He could faintly feel that the stone contained the moon power inheritance of an expert. As long as he consumes this stone, the moonlight power in his devil veins would be greatly enhanced and his cultivation base would skyrocket. As for how much his cultivation base would skyrocket, it would depend on how much moonlight power there was in the stone. In Devil Lord Scarlet Moon's opinion, if he refines this stone and goes into seclusion for hundreds of years, he would at least have a high chance of breaking through to the void refinement realm in his lifetime. Therefore, he was determined to get the strange stone under the blue moon grass. It was impossible for him to give it to the little pill devil, Ming Quebec. Seeing Devil Lord Scarlet Moon buying the blue moon grass at such a high price, many old monsters vaguely guessed that the strange stone under the grass was somewhat extraordinary. There were also a few old monsters who wanted to bid against Devil Lord Scarlet Moon. However, just as they raised their paddles, he glared at them coldly and they reluctantly gave up bidding. A half-step void refinement realm expert was the supreme being of the internal sea. Devil Lord Scarlet Moon had a peak divine transformation realm cultivation base and he was an expert who was unrivaled among those at the same level as him. Apart from the 7 venerated beings of the internal sea, no one dared to offend him. Although Ming Ke brought a dozen of divine transformation realm servants with her, none of them were at the peak divine transformation realm. In his eyes, they were just a motley crew who were not worth mentioning at all. His gaze eventually landed on Ming Ke with a hint of coldness and threat. His aura force shook, causing Ming Ke's chi to stagnate and her primordial spirit to be injured. Her face immediately turned pale and a trace of sweet blood flowed out from the corner of her lips. This aura force was a warning to Ming Ke not to compete with him. Otherwise, he could not guarantee that he would not take an even more extreme revenge. Even though the Misthorn clan had set a rule that forbade one from killing others and snatching their treasures during the auction, Red Moon still had plenty of ways to take revenge on Bright Sparrow once he left the Misthorn clan. Seeing that Bright Sparrow seemed to have offended Demon Lord Scarlet Moon in order to bid for the blue moon grass and was injured by him, the old man surnamed Chu was furious. However, he suppressed his anger and immediately transmitted a message to Bright Sparrow. Miss, this old servant knows that you like to consume natural treasures. Since you are willing to bid for this blue moon grass, it must be very valuable. But it's not worth it to offend an old monster like Devil Lord Scarlet Moon for a mere worldly possession. The human heart is sinister and this Devil Lord Scarlet Moon isn't a benevolent person. If you offend him, there will be endless troubles in the future. Don't worry, Grandpa Chu. I understand. Bright Sparrow curled her lips. She knew that Grandpa Chu was right. Human beings were not as kind as she had imagined. It was not that there were no good people, but there were obviously more bad people in the endless sea. She could see how precious the blue moon grass was. The blue moon grass was secondary, but the moonlight marble underneath it was the truly precious item. It contained the power of an expert's moonlight inheritance. Even if it did not correspond to her cultivation technique, it could still increase her cultivation by a lot. But it was absolutely not worth becoming enemies with Devil Lord Scarlet Moon just for some moonlight inheritance. Besides, she didn't have any extra immortal jades to bid against Devil Lord Scarlet Moon. To Bright Sparrow, the blue moon grass and the marble were just food. It was just a small matter that she couldn't buy them. However, being injured by Devil Lord Scarlet Moon's pressure was a great grievance. Bright Sparrow didn't like to be bullied by others. She had to swallow her anger, but she was no match for Devil Lord Scarlet Moon and couldn't fight back. If Grandpa Tree or Biscuit Brother were by her side, they would certainly not watch her being bullied. Grandpa Tree is still in the Dark Sparrow's grave. He definitely won't care about me. And where is Biscuit Brother? Bright Sparrow let out a faint sigh. Her sigh contained the melancholy of a young girl. She circulated her magic power and the paleness on her face faded a little. Her injuries were slightly stabilized, but her heart was still filled with anger. TSK, what rubbish Devil Lord Scarlet Moon. Isn't he just a peak spirit severing expert? Wait until I eat more medicinal treasures and break through to a higher cultivation base. Then, I'll teach you a good lesson and cripple your primordial spirit. I'll let you know how powerful I am. I don't want this blue moon grass anymore. Bright Sparrow gently sat back on her seat. Old Man Chu's expression relaxed. Fortunately, he didn't cause any trouble. Devil Lord Scarlet Moon smiled coldly. Bright Sparrow was just an early spirit severing expert after all. As long as he made a move, it would be perfectly normal for an early spirit severing expert to be scared away from bidding against him. The reason why he injured Bright Sparrow was not just to threaten her. More importantly, he guessed that Bright Sparrow had already found out that the peculiar stone contained an extremely strong moon power inheritance. By injuring her, it was also a warning for her not to talk too much. If Bright Sparrow talked too much and the other Void Refinement Realm old monsters bid for this item, Devil Lord Scarlet Moon wouldn't be able to get his hands on it. This blue moon grass belongs to me now. He strode forward and was about to pay for the herb on the auction stage. All of a sudden, a cold voice was heard from behind him. It was the voice of a young man. 210 million. This voice was exceptionally clear in the silent auction venue. Obviously, someone was bidding against Devil Lord Scarlet Moon for the blue moon grass. Devil Lord Scarlet Moon was stunned. He stopped in his tracks and his eyes turned gloomy. He was so angry that he smiled. He really wanted to know who had the guts to compete against him for the blue moon grass even though they knew that he, Devil Lord Scarlet Moon, was determined to get it. He turned his head coldly and prepared to teach the bidder a lesson. Whoever dares to disrespect me will have to pay the price. However, as soon as he saw the direction of the bidder, his knees immediately went weak. He groaned incessantly and nearly fell to the ground out of fear. The bidder was a young man in white robes who was sitting on the fourth floor. As an old monster who had been roaming the endless sea for countless years, Devil Lord Scarlet Moon had heard of this young man's reputation countless times. It was impossible for him not to recognize him. Revered Ming. Devil Lord Scarlet Moon raised his head and met Ning Fan's cold eyes. It was just a gaze, but it was filled with killing intent that could not be erased. With just a gaze, Devil Lord Scarlet Moon's mind was in chaos. Layers of illusions appeared in front of his eyes. Each of them was a bloody ocean of slaughter. In that bloody ocean, Ning Fan killed countless Divine Transformation Realm and Void Refinement Realm experts. All of his killing intent was like a sharp sword that pierced Devil Lord Scarlet Moon's primordial spirit in his dantian. A heart-wrenching pain spread throughout Devil Lord Scarlet Moon's entire body. The pain was as if his primordial spirit was being torn into two halves. Puff, Devil Lord Scarlet Moon spurted out a mouthful of blood. He took a few steps back in a daze before he managed to stabilize his body. His heart was filled with even more shock. He could not believe that his cultivation base, which was unrivaled below the 7 venerated beings of the internal sea, could not withstand Ning Fan's ferocious gaze. It was as if Ning Fan could directly use his terrifying killing intent to tear Devil Lord Scarlet Moon's primordial spirit apart and bury him here. I want this blue moon grass. Devil Lord Scarlet Moon, do you want to compete with me? Ning Fan walked out of the 4th floor and landed on the 3rd floor beside Ming Quebec. His tone was indifferent. Devil Lord Scarlet Moon panicked. He immediately cupped his fists and said with a trembling voice, "If revered Ming wants the blue moon grass, how would I dare to compete with revered Ming?" Is that so? Ning Fan's eyes flashed with cold light. He released all of his aura force. All of a sudden, the weather within 100,000 li of the Misthorn clan changed color. All of his aura force was like a huge mountain pressing down on Devil Lord Scarlet Moon's head. The bones in Devil Lord Scarlet Moon's knees gave off cracking sounds. With a loud thud, his knees were crushed and he knelt on the ground. His primordial spirit in his dantian was on the verge of collapsing. His cultivation base was on the verge of dropping to the divine transformation realm in an instant. His blood splattered a few zhang. Countless cultivators were dumbfounded. Ning Fan had actually nearly crippled Devil Lord Scarlet Moon's cultivation base with just his ferocious aura force. Devil Lord Scarlet Moon prostrated on the ground while coughing out blood continuously. He stared at Ning Fan in shock. He did not understand why Ning Fan attacked him at all. How did he offend Ning Fan? He raised his head and saw Ning Fan treating Ming Kei's injuries. Ning Fan did not even look at Devil Lord Scarlet Moon. He reached out his hand and held Ming Kei's small hand. Then, he transferred traces of Black Star healing power into her hand, instantly healing all of her injuries. Ming Kei was stunned. She stared at Ning Fan blankly and rubbed her eyes. She found it hard to believe. Isn't this white-robed young man in front of me my brother Biscuit? Why is he here? Besides, why is Brother Biscuit's chi so strong? Why does everyone call him revered Ming? Chi Yu was dumbfounded. He finally understood how he had offended Ning Fan. Ning Fan was treating Ming Kei's injuries. Even a fool could tell that Ning Fan certainly knew Ming Kei and their relationship was certainly not ordinary. Rumor has it that Ning Fan has always been a lover. Could this little girl Ming Kei also be one of his lovers? I really have 8 lifetimes of bad luck. Any young lady he casually injured would be revered Ming's woman. I'm really courting death. Red Moon almost had the urge to curse. Why was he so unlucky? He knew that Ning Fan was cold-blooded and merciless. He had hurt Ning Fan's woman. There was no way Ning Fan would let him go. Biscuit brother, why are you? Ming Kei had a stomach full of questions that she wanted to ask Ning Fan. However, before she could open her mouth, Ning Fan had already gently pressed on her lips. Do not reveal my identity. Right now, my alias is Zhou Ming. Even though Ning Fan had stopped Ming Kei from speaking, the words Brother Biscuit had undoubtedly confirmed the guesses of countless old monsters. As expected, Bright Sparrow and Ning Fan know each other and their relationship is not ordinary. Each of the old monsters looked at Devil Lord Scarlet Moon with eyes that were either cold, sarcastic or sympathetic. It was a pity that Devil Lord Scarlet Moon had offended the great Devil Lord Ning's woman of all people. There was no need to watch anymore. He was dead for sure. Since Ning Fan had shown up, only a fool would bid against him for the blue moon grass. All the cultivators were waiting to watch a good show. Devil Lord Scarlet Moon's cultivation base was almost crippled. However, they did not know if Ning Fan would ignore the Misthorn clan's order of no killing and directly start a massacre in the auction. Su Yen frowned slightly. She did not expect that Ning Fan would cause an incident at the end of the auction. Even though she saw the whole story and it was Devil Lord Scarlet Moon who attacked first, as the clan leader of the Misthorn clan, if Ning Fan really wants to kill Devil Lord Scarlet Moon in the Misthorn clan, it would certainly damage the clan's reputation. Su Yan was not concerned about Devil Lord Scarlet Moon's life or death. However, she had already stated that killing is prohibited in the auction. If Devil Lord Scarlet Moon is killed by Ning Fan in the Misthorn clan, it would certainly damage the clan's reputation. Fellow Daoist Zhou, you promised me that you won't kill anyone in my clan. She reminded him with a gentle voice. Her tone carried a hint of pleading. In other words, as long as Ning Fan does not kill Devil Lord Scarlet Moon, he could do whatever he wants to him. Don't worry, Miss Su. I always keep my words. I won't kill anyone in the Misthorn clan. After hearing Ning Fan's guarantee, Su Yan felt relieved. Her impression of Ning Fan unconsciously improved a little. Scarlet Moon, I'll give you a chance. From today onwards, become her servant. I can spare your life for what happened today, Ning Fan pointed at Ming Quebec. His words left no room for refusal. All of a sudden, the entire place fell into dead silence. He indeed did not kill anyone, but he asked Devil Lord Scarlet Moon to become her servant. Since Ming Ke, the little pill devil, liked to take in divine transformation realm experts as her servants so much, he was also willing to make Devil Lord Scarlet Moon her servant. No matter what, Devil Lord Scarlet Moon was a formidable person. Under normal circumstances, he would not be willing to become anyone's servant. However, Ning Fan's words made Devil Lord Scarlet Moon lose his courage to reject him. Devil Lord Scarlet Moon was not a fool. Of course, he knew what would happen if he rejected Ning Fan's good intention. He smiled bitterly. Who asked him to be unlucky and hurt Ming Ke? Becoming her servant could be considered as his retribution. I won't dare to disobey revered Ming's order. He admitted his defeat. Being someone's servant was better than being dead. He allowed Ming Ke to plant a restriction on him. It was the immemorial Dark Sparrow's royal bloodline demon restriction. It could easily control his life and death. Ming Ke stared at Ning Fan. She was so surprised that she did not know what to say. Ever since she entered the Endless Sea, she only knew how to look for spiritual herbs to eat. She was a typical foodie who was indifferent to the rumors in the outside world. She did not know how infamous Ning Fan was at all. Her impression of Ning Fan was still the same as in the past. In her memory, Ning Fan seemed to be just at the harmonious spirit realm. In the past, Ning Fan, who was at the harmonious spirit realm, had become so strong that he could scare a peak divine transformation realm expert with just a sentence after just a few decades. It was really unbelievable. When she thought about how Ning Fan punished Devil Lord Scarlet Moon today just to help her vent her anger, she suddenly felt an inexplicable joy. Sure enough, Brother Biscuit treats me the best. Not only did he help me vent my anger, but he also helped me capture a peak divine transformation realm servant. Ming Ke looked at Devil Lord Scarlet Moon with a smile. From today onwards, she would teach this new servant a good lesson. Devil Lord Scarlet Moon felt a chill down his spine. He looked at Ming Ke's eyes and let out a hollow laugh. Inwardly, he was complaining incessantly. From today onwards, he was probably going to suffer a lot. Let's go. The auction is coming to an end. The items that will be auctioned next won't be able to impress me. Come with me. Tell me why you came to the Endless Sea. Ning Fan's eyes indifferently swept across Old Man Chu. Immediately, Old Man Chu lowered his head and bowed respectfully. There was an extremely faint trace of the immemorial Dark Sparrow's chi in Old Man Chu's demon blood. It could not hide from Ning Fan's senses. Ning Fan guessed that there might be another reason why Ming Ke appeared in the Endless Sea. Out of concern for her, he had to find out the reason. When Ning Fan and the others left, Su Yan pondered for a while. Suddenly, she opened her red lips and sent a secret message. The secret message went into Ning Fan's ears. The others naturally did not know what Su Yan said. I have something that I don't understand and I want to ask fellow Daoist about it. If fellow Taoist is free, Su Yan will be waiting for you by the plain green lake 3 days later at midnight. Alright. Ning Fan also replied her using telepathy, which meant that he had agreed to Su Yan's invitation. He knew that Su Yan's purpose of inviting him was certainly not related to Moon Breeze. She must have sensed the soul connection between the two of them and wanted to ask about it. Anyway, Ning Fan was prepared to use the mind-reading technique to find out the whereabouts of the devil statue's slate. It was fine for him to meet Su Yan 3 days later. The reason why he did not directly abduct Su Yan was firstly because of her identity as a devil concubine. Ning Fan had a connection with her soul and he had a trace of tolerance towards her that originated from his bloodline. Secondly, Ning Fan had yet to figure out the background of the Misthorn clan. Only God knew if the Misthorn clan had a powerful background like the 8 ancestors who were both immortal and undead like the giant devil clan. Using Su Yan as the starting point to obtain information and steal the devil statue slate of the Misthorn clan was the safest choice. If nothing unexpected happens, I will be able to obtain the 4th slate 3 days later. Chapter 474. More than 10 Divine Transformation Realm servants, including Old Man Chu and Devil Lord Scarlet Moon, were waiting respectfully outside the guest house where Ning Fan was temporarily staying. There was a sense isolation formation in the guest house. Ning Fan brought Bright Sparrow to sit in the guest house and asked her about her experiences over the past few years. After Ning Fan left Yu Country, this little girl also slipped out of the Dark Sparrow's grave and went to the Endless Sea alone. When she left Yu Country, she was just a peak Gold Core Realm little pill devil. Today, she had already become an early Divine Transformation Realm expert. According to Bright Sparrow's description, she did not cultivate at all along her journey. She only consumed countless spiritual herbs and pills and broke through to the Divine Transformation Realm within a few decades. Such a monstrous cultivation physique made Ning Fan feel ashamed of his inferiority. Bright Sparrow was the combination of an immemorial Dark Sparrow and a pill devil. She was born with a keen sense towards heavenly ingredients and earthly treasures. Along the way to the Endless Sea, she collected countless spiritual herbs and consumed all of them. Her identity as an immemorial Dark Sparrow gave her the bloodline of the royal bloodline, which gave her a cultivation speed that ordinary demons could not reach. Her identity as a pill devil gave her another special physique. The essence of a pill devil was a pill. As a pill devil, she could absorb the medicinal power of other pills to improve the grade of her pill devil body. Strictly speaking, the current Ming Ke could not be considered as a true early Divine Transformation Realm cultivator. She was more like a low-grade 5th Revolution pill. The grade of the pill was the cultivation base of the pill devil. The improvement of cultivation base was actually the continuous improvement of the pill. Back in the Dark Sparrow's grave, Bright Sparrow was already a low-grade 5th Revolution pill devil. However, at that time, she had yet to absorb enough medicinal power from pills and spiritual herbs to completely activate the full power of a low-grade 5th Revolution pill devil. As a standard little pill devil, she could absorb the medicinal power of any pill and improve her cultivation base. Even if it was a poisonous pill, as long as it did not kill her, she could still improve her cultivation base. This physique was really heaven-defying. As long as it was a pill, Bright Sparrow would not reject it regardless of the type. Whatever she ate, she would replenish herself. When others ate pills to heal their injuries, she could improve her magic power by consuming them. When others ate appearance-changing pills to disguise themselves, she could still improve her magic power by consuming them. When others poisoned her, she would absorb the pills to improve her magic power as long as the poison did not kill her. Any elixir could become a medium for her to raise her cultivation. In addition, she had the ability to search for treasures of heaven and earth. Along the way, she would always be able to find some precious elixirs. After consuming them, she would be able to increase her magic power. Her monstrous pill devil physique allowed her to eat everything in the world in just a few decades. She had completely adapted to the identity of a 5th Revolution pill devil and her magic power had broken through to the early Divine Transformation realm. Ning Fan could imagine that as long as this little pill devil consumes enough pills, it would only be a matter of time before it breaks through to the void refinement realm and void fragmentation realm in the future. Of course, as Bright Sparrow's cultivation base increased, ordinary pills and spiritual herbs would no longer be able to help her advance. Right now, she was an early divine transformation realm cultivator, a low-grade 5th revolution pill devil. She could only continue to improve her cultivation by taking 10,000 years old spiritual herbs or pills that were above the 5th revolution. She was not an alchemist, so naturally, it was impossible for her to have a large number of 5th revolution pills to fill her stomach. She could only settle for the next best thing, which was to eat raw 10,000 years old spiritual herbs. The reason why he was selling the Min Luo fruit was because this little glutton did not have the money to buy the 10,000-year-old spirit medicine. The pill devil physique is really a heaven-defying physique. As long as you are given enough 6th and 7th revolution pills, breaking through to the void fragmentation realm is just a matter of time. Ning Fan could not help but sigh. He did not have any special physique. If it wasn't because he had experienced countless dangers and seized countless opportunities, his cultivation speed would definitely not be as fast as little Bright Sparrow's. Ning Fan did not ask too many questions about the physique. What he was more concerned about was Bright Sparrow's purpose of coming to the Endless Sea. He was sure that Bright Sparrow did not come to the Endless Sea to look for him. She should have another important purpose. Speaking of which, why did you come to the Endless Sea? Who is that Old Man Chu? Ning Fan must find out the identity of Old Man Chu. If he is someone who harms Bright Sparrow, he naturally must get rid of him. Grandpa Chu is the high priest of the Seekong Demon Island, in the Internal Sea. As I can eat a lot, Grandpa Chu appointed me as the heaven-devouring island lord of the Seekong Demon Island. Those divine transformation realm servants are all rogue cultivators that Grandpa Chu brought me to capture. All of them have been planted with demon seals. They must listen to my orders. Otherwise, I will teach them a lesson. While eating a tuft of 10,000 years old purple yang ginseng raw, Bright Sparrow raised her small pink fist and looked at Ning Fan with a smile. Since Ning Fan had captured Devil Lord Scarlet Moon and made him her servant, she now had someone to train. She was very happy. In the past, the little pill devil who was as innocent as a piece of paper had been infected with the habits of devil cultivators in the Endless Sea. Seekong Demon Island. The High Priest, Ning Fan, shook his head speechlessly. He did not think that Old Man Chu appointed Bright Sparrow as the island lord of an island just because she could eat a lot. He patted his storage pouch and took out an ancient book. Its name was Sea Country Records. He had conveniently stolen it from the Ghost Eye clan. It was an ancient book that recorded the local customs and practices of all the islands in the Endless Sea. The Ghost Eye clan was the overlord of the Endless Sea before the Thunder Sovereign. Thus, they naturally had information about all the islands in the Endless Sea. In the Sea Country Records, there was a total of 103,000 islands in the Endless Sea. They were divided into 6 levels. Seekong Demon Island was a 5th-level island with divine transformation realm cultivators guarding it. According to the book, all the cultivators on Seekong Demon Island were demon cultivators. There was a gigantic ancient statue that was worshipped on the island. It was said that the former master of Seekong Demon Island was a powerful cultivator who was the true spirit of the demon race, the immemorial Dark Sparrow. That powerful demon cultivator was called Seetsong. It was said that she was the princess of the immemorial Dark Sparrow clan of a certain generation. She possessed terrifying ancestral demon blood. All the demon cultivators on Seekong Demon Island could be considered as the descendants of Seetsong's demon slaves. They had been waiting for the princess to return. There had always been a high priest on the island. There was no island lord because the princess was the only one who could be the island lord. After reading the information, Ning Fan frowned. Sure enough, there was a reason why little Bright Sparrow became the island lord of Seekong Demon Island foolishly. Seekong Demon Island never had an island lord. There was only one explanation for Bright Sparrow becoming the island lord of the island. That Old Man Chu had regarded her as Princess Seetsong. Do you know? Seetsong. Ning Fan kept the records of the sea countries and asked indifferently. When his calm words fell into Bright Sparrow's ears, her small face immediately froze. She stopped chewing on the 10,000 years old spiritual herb and asked in surprise. Brother Biscuit, how do you know this name? It's really strange. Grandpa Chu told me that my name was Seetsong in my previous life. However, this is a secret. I can't tell anyone about it. Previous life? Ning Fan looked at Bright Sparrow with a strange expression. Does this little pill devil have a previous life and current life? He suddenly thought of the large dark sparrow's remains in the dark sparrow's grave. This little pill devil had absorbed the power of the remains to possess the royal grade bloodline of Bright Sparrow. Perhaps, the dark sparrow's remains were left behind by Seetsong. From this perspective, after Seetsong died, he channeled his power into the pill and turned it into a pill devil. In that case, this little pill devil could also be regarded as the reincarnation of Seetsong. Little Bright Sparrow had known about these secrets for quite some time. If Ning Fan did not ask about it, she would not have taken the initiative to tell him. You didn't tell me about Seetsong's secret because you don't trust me? Ning Fan looked at Bright Sparrow with a playful expression and asked. No, no. Of course not. Brother Biscuit is the most important person to me. How can I not trust you? Grandpa Chu said that the fewer people who know about this secret, the better. If I tell you, it will put you in danger. That's why I didn't dare to tell you. I'm afraid that I'll implicate you. But don't worry, brother. Grandpa Chu is my demon slave. He won't harm me. He's a trustworthy person. Bright Sparrow stuck out her tongue mischievously and looked at Ning Fan with a flattering expression. She explained in a flustered manner, afraid that Ning Fan would get angry. Ning Fan nodded, signaling her not to be nervous. Even though he did not know what kind of status Princess Seetsong had in the immemorial Dark Sparrow clan, he agreed with Old Man Chu's action of keeping this secret. For such a secret, the fewer people who know about it, the better. Whether Old Man Chu harbored evil intentions towards Bright Sparrow or not, Ning Fan would naturally be able to find out when he visits Seekong Island in the future. Ning Fan was also willing to believe that the cultivators of Seekong Demon Island were just a group of demon slaves who were waiting for the return of their master. They were Bright Sparrow's loyal servants without any disloyalty. This was the best-case scenario. However, if the people of Seekong Island harbored evil intentions towards Bright Sparrow, Ning Fan would not mind making them pay the price in blood. After learning about the cause and effect of Bright Sparrow's trip to the Endless Sea, Ning Fan remained silent for a while and sorted out his thoughts. Now that I've met Bright Sparrow by chance, I'll bring her along and take care of her in the future to prevent her from being harmed by others. Little Bright Sparrow was chewing on a tuft of 60,000 years old blue moon grass. It was the one that Ning Fan had just bought. Even though this blue moon grass was old, it could only be used to concoct divine transformation realm pills. To Ning Fan, it was useless. Thus, he just let Bright Sparrow eat it. What caught Ning Fan's attention was the moonlight marble that grew together with the blue moon grass. The palm-sized stone shone with a soul-stirring luster. This was no ordinary stone. Sealed within it was the moon power inheritance of a powerful being, and the energy contained within it was no small matter. This time, if it wasn't for Bright Sparrow who recognized the extraordinariness of the stone and bid 100 million for the blue moon grass, Ning Fan might not have noticed the profoundness of this stone and would certainly miss out on such a good item. With his eyesight, he could roughly estimate that the total amount of moonlight power inherited from the stone was equivalent to the magic power of a void-pierced stage-old monster. If a cultivator who practiced moonlight cultivation methods absorbs all the moon power in the stone and refines it into his own magic power, he could definitely obtain void-pierced stage magic power. If it was Bright Sparrow who swallowed this stone instead, she could absorb nearly 1% of the moon power with her abnormal pill devil physique even though she did not practice moonlight cultivation methods. It would be enough for her to break through to the mid-divine transformation realm. If it is an ordinary cultivator like Ning Fan, he would not be able to obtain any benefits from the stone. After recognizing the usage of this stone, Ning Fan was almost certain about its usage. It would be a waste to let Bright Sparrow consume this stone. However, if it is given to Yu Lingkong, the effect would certainly be extremely significant. Ning Fan activated his black flames and calcined the stone, extracting the moon power from it. Eventually, he extracted a fingernail-sized moonlight gem from the stone. The power contained in this tiny piece of moonlight gem was equivalent to the total magic power of an absolute void stage-old monster. After consuming the Void Inquiry pill, Yu Lingkong's day of attaining the Void Inquiry stage was just around the corner. If she consumes this moonlight gem after that, would she have the chance to break through to the absolute void stage? Being able to obtain such a moonlight gem in this auction was really an unexpected gain. Bright Sparrow looked at the translucent moonlight gem and swallowed her saliva. She really wanted to eat this gem in one bite. Ning Fan looked at her charmingly naive look and gently flicked her forehead. Then, he said in a doting tone. This is only equivalent to the medicinal power of tens of fifth revolution pills. It's a little overkill. I have another use for this item. You can still break through to the mid-divine transformation realm after consuming these pills. Take them as compensation for me taking this moonlight gem. He patted his storage pouch and took out a few bottles of fifth revolution pills, passing them to Bright Sparrow. Even though they were separated by the jade bottles, Bright Sparrow could still smell the fragrance of the pills sealed in the bottles. Immediately, she showed a cute and greedy expression. Wow! So many pill biscuits. Are they all for me? Happiness came too suddenly. Bright Sparrow found it a little hard to believe. These pill biscuits are all for you. In the future, you will follow me. Don't run around anymore. I will often concoct pills for you to eat. Is that okay? Ning Fan played with the pill bottles and tried to seduce the little pill devil. All right. I will follow Brother Biscuit from now on. I will never run around anymore. However, Brother is wrong. These aren't pill biscuits. They should be pill biscuits. Ning Fan did not care what kind of biscuits they were. Be it black or white biscuits, as long as they could appease the little pill devil and stop her from running around, it was a good biscuit. The sky was already dark. He patted Bright Sparrow's little head and prepared to leave so that she could rest early. However, before he could walk out of the room, he was suddenly stopped by Bright Sparrow. Brother Biscuit, there's a bad biscuit inside. A bad biscuit? Ning Fan could guess that the bad biscuit Bright Sparrow was referring to was a spoiled pill. Following Bright Sparrow's finger, a slightly charred pill was quietly placed inside one of the jade bottles. Little Bright Sparrow did not even need to open the seal of the jade bottle to know the type and quality of the pill inside. Her sense of smell was really heaven-defying. That charred pill was the Lianqing pill that Mo Xiu failed to concoct during the third round of the pill ceremony. With a thought, Ning Fan kept it with him. When he took out the pill for Bright Sparrow this time, he accidentally mixed up the bottles of the defective pills and took out the Lianqing pill by mistake. This is a defective pill. You can't eat it. The main ingredient of the Lianqing pill is quite rare and its medicinal effect is even more mysterious. It can increase the strength of a pill refinement master's medicine soul. Unfortunately, Mo Xiu had concocted it into a defective pill. Otherwise, if I consume this pill, it would be greatly beneficial for me to attain the 6th revolution pill refinement realm. Ning Fan stretched out his hand, wanting to keep the pill bottle. However, Bright Sparrow's soft and smooth little hand held his big hand. Bright Sparrow's big, bright eyes flickered with a mysterious smile. Brother, do you really want to eat this biscuit? I have a way to turn this bad biscuit into a good biscuit. Turn it into a good biscuit? Really? Ning Fan could speculate that the so-called good biscuit was most likely referring to a perfectly intact pill. Does Bright Sparrow mean that she has a way to turn a defective pill into a perfect one? As long as one is a pill refinement master, there will always be times when they make mistakes and concoct a defective pill. The toxicity of a defective pill was greater than its medicinal effect. It was completely worthless. Rumor has it that in ancient times, there were some pill devils who possessed the ability to purify defective pills. They could purify a defective pill into a perfect one. However, pill devils were rare in the first place. It was said that there might not even be one pill devil in 1,000,000 people who could purify a defective pill. If Little Bright Sparrow could really purify a defective pill into a perfect one, it would really be heaven-defying. Of course it's true. Bright Sparrow puffed up her cheeks. She was very dissatisfied with Ning Fan's doubt. She opened the pill bottle and took out a charred defective pill. Then, she placed it on her soft palm. She raised her hand. Immediately, traces of clear silver starlight rose from the center of her palm. The starlight rose and formed a mysterious whirlpool, extracting the toxicity and flaws of the defective pill bit by bit. Under the entanglement of the starlight, the charred mark on the defective pill gradually disappeared. What replaced it was a smooth and round luster. After the time it takes for an incense stick to burn, the charred pill turned into a perfect lianqing pill. This is for you. Little Bright Sparrow handed the lianqing pill to Ning Fan, waiting for his praise. Ning Fan looked at the lianqing pill and clicked his tongue in admiration. This lianqing pill was purified from a defective pill. Thus, its medicinal power was naturally weaker than a perfectly concocted lianqing pill. It only had about 70% of its original medicinal power. Even so, the ability to purify a defective pill was still an eye-opener for Ning Fan. He had only heard about this ability in ancient books. It was his first time seeing it with his own eyes. Inwardly, he felt that this little pill devil's physique was a little heaven-defying. She had the royal grade immemorial dark sparrow bloodline. If she had the chance, she might even break through to the ancestral grade and become the old ancestor of the Bright Sparrow clan. Not only did she have a strong physical body that was unrivaled at the same level as her, but she also mastered the ability to purify defective pills. This little foodie is really too heaven-defying. If this little foodie grows up, her future will be limitless, praise me. When Little Bright Sparrow saw that Ning Fan did not praise her, she puffed up her cheeks to express her dissatisfaction. Good girl, Ning Fan patted Bright Sparrow's little head. She looked like she enjoyed it very much and revealed a sweet smile. She had decided to follow Ning Fan from now on and never leave him. Ning Fan did not hide the fact that he was about to break through to the 6th Revolution pill refinement realm from her. When she thought that Ning Fan was about to become a 6th Revolution biscuit refinement master, Little Bright Sparrow revealed a greedy expression and kept swallowing her saliva. If she could eat the pill biscuits made by Ning Fan every day, it would certainly be the happiest thing in her life. You're tuning in to the Blissful Bookshelf YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.